Cheetah,
Oh,
I'll let you do the introduction, buddy.
all right. All right. Wow. Let me get the screen here first so I can see everybody in the chat. That'll be nice. I don't know why am I not showing up here? Are we I don't see the chat.
Oh, I see Jason here.
Okay. Well, of course that because he's an IFC midnight fanatic like me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for.
What up, everybody?
What up?
Hey.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for showing up. See, Jason is here first. Um, I want to give this a couple minutes so people get in here and see. I'm going to toss out the link to a few of our friends and family and get them in here.
There we go.
We'll get this party going.
Here comes the boom.
Boom.
My computer decided to be super laggy, so it took me a minute to get in.
What up, Cajun Dave?
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to toss out the link out a little bit for everybody so they can come on in and partake of the festivities. And then we'll get this
What
party
up,
going.
Theo?
Hey, Theodore.
Jason?
All right. See if I can do this real quick. Just going. There's actually an IFC group on Facebook that I'm a part of. Me and Josh are actually a part of, and so I always try to include them in anytime I do something like this, so that way they can come over and say hello.
I'm gonna stop my camera just for.
Sure.
What's going on, Boom? You all right?
Yeah.
Sorry about the live, folks. We're trying to get the stream out to a few people so they can come partake of the festivities. Did you send it out to your group, Stephen?
No, I didn't get a chance to. I'm sorry. I should have done that.
What competition already? You already caught
I
watching it
know.
already?
I know. It's that
Holy
first show.
crap. Damn! Already competition.
Yeah.
No, not promoting your fat ass. No.
Hey, I got you guys, Daniel Harris. Now, come on.
All right.
Oh, okay. See, he's back.
All right. We're back. All right. All right, so now I'll come back to the chat and say hello, and here we go. And okay, how many people we got here? Okay, we have 5 people. Okay, so hailing from the great state of Kentucky, was it Louisville, Kentucky, right, Daniel?
Yes, sir.
So hailing from Louisville, Kentucky, Daniel Hill is our guest tonight. He has appeared in many fine movies, including Hillbilly Elegy. He's appeared in Cherry. He appeared in the awesome IFC midnight movie, Rust Creek, where he actually played a rather unsavory character named Buck.
Mm-hmm.
And he also played in Point Blank, where he played. What role did you play in Point Blank there, Daniel?
The one and only Cheetah.
Hell yeah.
No wonder.
We should have 2 cheetahs on the show tonight.
Oh shit, that's good.
So there is a story behind of the cheetah, which is really funny. I know Joe Lynch probably didn't tell you this, but after I saw Nice Badass him, I kept on asking him to put a character named Cheetah in his movie. So when he was doing Point Blank, I says, "You got any cheetahs in your movie?" He says, "I don't have a cheetah, but I don't have cheetahs, but I have a cheetah." And then he mentioned you. And I said, "Oh, hell yes." He says, "I named the character Cheetah." So I was totally tickled by that. I'm not sure if it was because of me, or probably not, but he let me think it, so I'm running with it.
I know. I saw that on IMDb. I was like, I know Pat's going to bring that one up.
Mhm.
What's funny is that Pat used to look like a cheetah like a week ago before he got a haircut and shaved his beard.
Yeah, I lost the winter coat. I had the honor of interviewing Daniel about a year ago, Daniel, a little over a year and a half ago, maybe.
Yeah,
I had
something like that.
eight questions with for my blog, and I was just really blown away at how friendly, how accommodating you are, and I just thought that was just amazing. You're a very personable young man, and I was really happy to get you. I know that you also did another show for a Dr. Discord show, you and Jen McGowan.
Mhm.
That was fun. So talk about a little bit about your beginning. Where did you talk about a little bit about your roots? I mean, you were sharing a little bit about it right before we went live.
Yeah, overall, thanks for having me. Good to see you. And happy to be chatting with you and answer as many questions as I can without getting in trouble from my reps. I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky, South Louisville, mostly. And it's a really important part of me and my roots and just who I am as a person. And long story short, I was a jock growing up. I was a football player. I was always the guy that I played every sport, like every sport. Like I played not just football, but I played basketball. I played volleyball. I played golf. I played soccer. I played baseball. And I was always like the big but fast, agile guy. And was always one of the best players on the team in every sport. Like I won a city championship in volleyball, and people wouldn't look at me and think that. So I was a jock my whole life, and pretty much grew up fully around sports. And I think most everybody in my family thought that my career was in football. And I went to college to play NCAA football. And after my freshman year, I decided to transfer from a Division II school that I was at, that I was just wasn't for me. I transferred to Division I school and had to sit out a year because for some dumb reason, when you move up in a division, you have to sit out. But if you move down in division, you don't. It's really ass backwards. And so that year, I'm there and I'm in school and I'm trying to figure out like the next step of like my life and my career and everything. And I remember the thing I was really interested in other than football, because I hated school. Like there was nothing in school that I liked to study really. And, but the thing that interested me outside of football was professional wrestling. And so I thought that I would go into professional wrestling. I thought like that would be the next step for me. And I didn't know if necessarily I wanted to be a wrestler or maybe a manager, but I was really enthralled with the backstage side of it, the producing, the script writing and all that stuff. So I tell this to my advisor sophomore year, here I am, 19, 20 years old, something like that. And the dude doesn't laugh at me. And he looks me straight in the eye and he goes, "Oh, well, you need to take an acting class." And I thought, yeah, I do. And I was such a jock that like, I didn't even know that someone could study theater. Like I didn't know that was a thing. Like I didn't even know how people got into like, that business. And so, I take acting for the non-major is what they called it, sophomore year in college, and never acted before. And about a second or third day, like a week into it, I'm like, man, this is for me. I really like this. And my teacher came up to me after class, like the second week, and she was like, "So you don't have any training?" And I was like, "Nah." And she was like, "You should really think about doing this because you just got a natural gift, and we're not even like into the semester yet." And so I didn't have any other plans for school, and I probably would have dropped out had I been some sort of communication major or one of those random majors where you kind of go, "What do you even do with that?" I think I probably would have dropped out. And like I said, I was doing music a lot. I started rapping when I was 17, and the hip hop scene in Louisville. A lot of people who aren't from Louisville don't quite understand. Like, it's a city, you know, it's the 16th largest city in America. So I come from a very unique place in that everybody thinks Kentucky and they think hillbilly and backwoods and you grew up not wearing shoes. But for me, it's completely opposite. Like, I grew up in the city and in a not so nice area, or the sort of the south end and the west end of Louisville. A lot of people, unless you're from there, a lot of people are kind of, scared of them. It's not one of the quote unquote nice, areas. But I grew up where I loved where I grew up, I should say. And every time I go home, that's where I hang out, and all my friends are still there, and I've got a lot of pride in it. But to say all that, like, we were doing music, and there was groups that I was doing a lot of music with, and we were selling out shows at like Headliners, which holds like 1,200 people, and we were touring and doing shows with people like Bubba Sparks, and people who had these really big careers, and we were traveling everywhere from Las Vegas to Nashville to Atlanta and doing all these big shows. And my music career was fun, and I had a blast doing it. And I don't think I'll ever like stop ever doing music. For a while there, I pivoted a lot and focused on spoken word when I was doing my acting career. So I did a lot of poetry and spoken word too. But from like age 17 to age 24, music was probably my number one thing, and then acting was kind of like the thing I was learning to do. And then I get out of undergrad, and I've got a undergraduate degree in acting, and like, how do you make it work? How do you have a career? And then I spent 3 years from undergrad to grad school trying to figure out my next thing and doing as much work as I could in Louisville. But I knew I wanted to go to grad school, because I remember the week that I graduated from undergrad, my teacher came to me, a lady named Brenda Fry, who was the chair of the program. She said, "I saw your performance the other night, and that was your final show here." She was like, "I got to say, I think you have a real shot to do this." She was like, I hope you will find a way to continue to do it." And she was like, "So are you excited?" And I was like, "No, I ain't excited at all." And she was like, "Why?" I was like, "I don't want to leave. Like, I just discovered the thing that I do the best on this planet, and I'm just now scratching the surface at it." And so, like, I didn't really want to leave. It was kind of bittersweet. So I knew I wanted to go to grad school, because I felt like there were so many people in our business that have been like acting since they were like 7 years old and stuff, or maybe who went to like a Juilliard or something for their undergrad. And I wanted just to spend 3 years of just focusing on me and my acting career. So I went to all the grad school auditions 3 years in a row. And every year I would get offers from schools, but it wasn't a school that I wanted to go to. And I had a lot of great friends that went to grad school, and a lot of teachers that told me, don't go to a place unless you're absolutely sure it's where you want to go, because then you'll hate it when you get there and you'll kind of regret it. So lo and behold, my third year out, I think I was just a little bit more rested in who I was and knew myself more. And I went to the auditions and auditioned for all the grad schools, and I had so many callbacks I couldn't go to all of them. It was like, I think it was 28 schools and like 17 callbacks. So I went to like 11 of them, and the school that I wanted to go, really the two schools I wanted to go to, both offered me. And so I thought I was going to go to the University of Washington. They have a wonderful program, and they were churning out a lot of professional actors. Joel McHale, Ang Lee studied there under my professors, and they had a lot of people who were having success after school getting into the business. And that was another thing that was really important to me. And at the time, I was hell bent on being a theater actor and a Shakespeare actor. That was the short-term plan, and then film and TV was the long-term plan. And so to wrap up, I'll say that I got into the professional actor training program at the University of South Carolina, which is a 3-year intensive, and it's a conservatory. So I wasn't writing like 25-page papers on how free my neck is and stuff that like some other programs make you do. It was all about just like being on your feet and working and acting. And we did so much work. And you were there Monday through Friday. You were at the theater from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. You would get 1 hour for lunch and 1 hour for dinner, but you would have class from 10 to noon, hour for lunch. And then you had rehearsal for one play, 1 to 5. And then you had like about 90-minute break for dinner. And then you had equity rehearsal at night for like the main stage show. So, and then we had Saturdays off, and then Sundays we worked again for 8 hours. So it was an intense 3 years, but it's exactly what I wanted, exactly what I needed. I mean, I was walking across the tightrope doing a Shakespeare monologue. Like that's the kind of like stuff they had us doing. And I got to play Macbeth, and I got to play Treplev and the Seagull, and I got to do a lot of great things. And my final show there, the artistic director of the Utah Shakespeare Festival, which is a Tony Award-winning theater, she directed my last show. And 2 weeks after I graduated, I got an apartment in New York with some friends, and she called and offered me a job. And so I just finished grad school and started working at a Tony Award-winning theater. And then my career sort of took off from there. And I did, so all in all, from undergrad to grad school and professional theater, I did theater for 15 years until in 2015, I decided to pivot and just focus on TV and film. And fortunate for me, it was a good gamble. And I haven't had a part-time job in a long time. I've just been making my career as an actor. And when I made that pivot in 2015, I did 5 films that first year. And then I was on set with John Voight doing a movie of the week with him and James Caan. And John was having lunch with me, and he goes, "Dan, when are you moving to Hollywood? Because guys that are 6'2", 300 pounds that play college football don't have master's degrees in acting." He's like, you're going to work. And for an Oscar winner to tell me that, and somebody whose work I admire, that sort of just lit a little bit more fire in my ass to sort of get out here. And so, yeah, I moved out here in 2016, and I survived the pandemic, so they're never getting rid of me now. So that's pretty much a little bit about who I am and where I'm from.
Elaine sorry. I was just going to read off that question. Elaine has a great question. How much did acting class help, and what is something that you learned?
I don't feel anyone can truly be an actor if you don't train to be an actor. I feel like you can memorize lines and regurgitate them out of your mouth, but that's not acting. And there's I teach private lessons here in LA a lot. And my clients range from people who are 10 years old on Disney to people who are in their 60s who need help with an audition. And there's even people that I coach out here who, and I won't say their names, but they've been on big shows. One of my clients has been on he was, the show's over, but he was on a really famous TV show for 7 years as a recurring guest star, a couple episodes every season for 7 years. And we sat down not too long ago to try to figure out what we could do to help take him to the next level. And I do this with all my new people, especially the young people who I think may not know the training. I always ask the questions on if they've been trained. And so I do the same thing with everybody. I tell them this. I go, look, congratulations. You've been cast. You've made your Instagram post. You've made your Facebook post. You got your 400 likes. You've got your 200 comments. You're feeling good about yourself. Everybody thinks, oh my God, they're an actor. And then I hand them a scene and I go, now, show me how you work. And 99% of the time I get this. What? Show me how you work. You've got your retweets, you've got your likes, all that stuff. Now you're sitting alone on your couch with your script because you have to go to set next week. So with a pencil and paper and ink, show me how you work. How do you do your script analysis? How do you build a character? How do you turn ink and paper into life? And that's something that unfortunately, even people out here in Hollywood who have got cast at things don't know how to do. And so for anybody, to answer her question, for anybody who would want to be an actor, now, I'm not saying you have to go to school for 7 years. Everybody's different. But even people like Charlize Theron still take acting classes out here, right? Like there's a whole different, like you don't have to go through the college system. You can go through like the professional training system. And there is some good reputable schools here in LA. There's the way a lot of people do it is they move here and then they take classes and try to get signed. But you do need training. I mean, like I can't pull your tooth because I'm not a dentist. Like nobody's ever trained me how to pull somebody's tooth before. You know what I mean? I could probably punch it and knock it out, but like, you know, it's like it kind of goes to like, you know, I'm still at a point in my career where I'm not famous. And so like I still have people, even when I'm back home, I still have people that'll be like, so you still trying to do that acting thing? And that always makes me laugh because I'm like, oh yeah, if you mean like that's how I pay my bills, then yes, I'm still trying to do that acting thing. And then you always get the thing, especially in LA, where you get the thing where you run into people and they'll go, oh, you're an actor? Well, how come I never heard of you before? Or have I ever seen you in anything? And then I always like to go, well, what's your doctor's name? Oh, Dr. Minkowitz. Never heard of him before. Is he a real doctor? I never heard of him. He's not on any billboards. Must not be a real doctor then.
Right. Yeah. Okay. What did you like about the theater? I mean, what was the best part about it? I mean, the acting itself. I mean, you know, was it the theater? I mean, the musicals, the Shakespeare. I mean, what really drove you?
Definitely not musicals. That ain't me. I'm not a musical kind of guy. I've done everything though. I mean, I've done hip hop theater. I've done Shakespeare. I've done Chekhov. I've done August Wilson. And I've done lots and lots. I've done enough theater in my lifetime to last me my lifetime. I've probably done my last play ever. But you know, the thing that I love about theater is it's a true challenge. It reminds me a lot of sports because there is no second take. You're on stage or quote unquote the field. You're in front of the fans or the audience, and you step out there and the whistle blows and it's game time. There is no can we go back? Can I do a second take? There is no can somebody blot my forehead? Can I get a drink of water? You know, it's like you're there. And there is no going back. And so that's what I love about theater is the theater will test you. The theater will test not just what you know as an actor, but it tests all of your senses. Because what happens a lot as an actor, and I don't think a lot of people understand this, is anybody who ever says, oh, I'm always 100% in character, they're lying. You can't be 100% in character. Because I have to be in the character to say the lines and to do what I want to do. But then once I say my lines, I also have to go into actor brain because I have to remember that on this line, the director wants me to cross the stage and sit on the couch, right? You have two brains that you're going out of. You got your character and then you got to constantly go out and, okay, now remember on this line, you have to do this because the director wanted this, or you have to be on this light cue. So you can't ever be, because what we're doing is we're not actually being the other person. We're giving a reflection of what the character or what the life of somebody would be. And when you look at a reflection in the water, it's not 100% clear, right? It's always a little foggy. So, but that's what I love about live theater is that's why most of your great actors, from Meryl Streep to Daniel Day-Lewis, Denzel Washington, they all come from the theater. It's easily translatable to move from the theater onto TV and film, it's not as easy to go from film and television with no theater training and do a play in front of a live audience. And I was fortunate and smart that the program that I chose trained me in both. So I got training in both stage, a lot of Shakespeare training, a lot of Chekhov training, because it's my belief and the belief of my mentors, Steve Pearson and Robin Hunt, that if you could do Shakespeare and Chekhov, you could do anything, because those are two of the hardest to do. So I got all of my theater training, but also got film training. You know, I got a whole year of film training in my grad program. And it did not prepare me for everything, right? You have to learn some stuff on the fly, and you constantly are still learning, but it gave me enough sense of what I was doing to where when I got to set, I wouldn't make a fool out of myself. That's important.
The Collector Man had a question. What or who inspired you to become an actor?
I don't think anybody inspired me to start, because as you heard, you know, I kind of stumbled upon theater
I would
in many
say
ways.
it was like your teacher that told you to do that. I would say.
Yeah, I think it was kind of a culmination of things and me trying to figure out like what the next step of my life is. And, you know, I also had to have a conversation with myself about like, okay, dude, do you want to play pro football? And what are the chances of anybody playing pro football? And I needed to sort of, and I've been playing football since I was in fourth grade. And when you get to college, a lot of people don't know this, when you're in college football, it's a job. I mean, it's long hours. You're waking up at 7 a.m. to run 3 miles and lift weights and all this stuff before class. And then after class, you have practice. And then after practice, you have dinner. And after dinner, you have film study. And so it's a lot. And but I will say this, as I got into acting, there's definitely been actors that I look up to and that I admire. Like two heroes of mine, probably more than anybody, my two heroes are Jon Favreau and John Goodman. I've liked Favreau all the way back from when he was in Rudy and Swingers, and Goodman, of course. Anytime there's a really good actor who's a big guy, I'm probably going to be a fan of him. And so those are just two of the cream of the crop that if I can have a career that touches anywhere close to what they have, I'll be ecstatic, and also I hope to work with them someday. You know, those are the two people that since I got into acting, which has been, you know, almost 20 years now. Those are the two that I've always looked up to. I mean, of course, there's others, you know, but like the main two, because I can relate to them, you know.
Right.
Like,
And John Goodman, like especially, he like did comedy for so long, and then here, I don't know if he did anything like it was kind of horror related before 10 Cloverfield Lane, but then he does 10 Cloverfield Lane, and he was just so good, so creepy.
He does everything, and that's what I love about him, and that's what I've been fortunate enough this far in Hollywood that I haven't been stereotyped. You know, now of course there's going to be some roles you play that are similar to each other. That's called having a career, right? But you know, in 2019 was my biggest year. In a span of 14 months, I did 7 films, which is a lot. And in that span, you know, I did everything from playing a firefighter to playing a member of the Bloods who just got out of prison with cornrows in his hair running an illegal pawn shop. You know what I mean? And then I got to play like an abusive next door neighbor. Like my range that I'm able to do has not been limited thus far to Hollywood. And I don't want it to ever be. And so I've been fortunate in that regards. And I think that's why I look up to Goodman so much, and Favreau, because I also write my own stuff and I'm trying to get my own series produced that I'll star in. And Favreau's like the king when it comes to that to me. So those are two that I mean, I can go on and on and on about favorite actors, from Jeffrey Wright to, Meryl Streep, and so on and on. But those are two of guys that I really look up to.
What was your? Can you walk us through what was your very first audition process like? You're out of college for your first professional job. What was your audition process like? What was the experience?
That's an interesting question. I know when I got out of undergrad, I was in Louisville, and Louisville's a great theater town. You know, there's 3 Equity theaters there. Actors Theater of Louisville is a Tony Award-winning theater. And right out of undergrad, I got to work as part of the Humana Festival at Actors Theater of Louisville. So I was really fortunate in that. And then so like I'm there and like I'm trying to figure out like how to make this career. But this, you know, this is mid 2000s, and there really was no, other than North Carolina, there really wasn't many places that had like a film incentive yet. So the markets of like Cincinnati and Cleveland and Atlanta weren't really markets yet. And I was old school too in regards that, and this is what I tell a lot of the people that I teach lessons to these days. Back then, people in theaters in like 2005, people in theaters and film and television, they might let you submit an audition on tape. Maybe. These days, even pre-pandemic, 9 out of 10 auditions that I did were what they call a self-tape, which means you actually tape the first audition on your own and you send it in. And then if they like what they see, then they might let you come in person for a callback. Well, at post-pandemic, like right now, especially we're still kind of in it, 100% everything's on tape. Even callbacks I've been having on tape. So it was interesting the fact that you would try to look for stuff, but like you could try to find as many things as you could in person. But I do remember there was 2 films that were about to happen in Louisville. I just got out of undergrad, and there were 2 films about to happen. And one of them was called Peoples. I'll never forget. One was called Peoples, and one was called Paper Cut. And they both had P words. And I guess I forgot which one was which because the audition was on the same day. So I pull up to the audition, I park, and I'm there early, and I'm dressed nice, and I got my headshot and resume, and I go in and I hand it to the guy, and the guy was like, "Oh, you actually brought a headshot and resume? Okay, well, most people didn't do this," and I'm already thinking like, "What? This is what I was trained. Of course, you're supposed to do that." And I get in there, and I was like, "Oh man, by the way, I love the name of the film, Paper Cut. That's great." And they were like, "Ours is called Peoples." I was like, "Oh." Yeah, I think I must have gotten like, of course, I wasn't comfortable from the get-go because and they knew the other film existed. And I was auditioning for that too in a different space. But then I think probably the best story that I had is when I got out here to LA. I moved to LA July 15th of 2016. I'll never forget the date. I got here. And I was like, great, I'm here. I've saved my money. I've got, 5 films on my resume, all kinds of theater. I got my master's degree. I'm here, Hollywood. And then you kind of sit around like, what the hell am I doing? How do I find auditions and this and that? Well, my first audition in LA came the first week in September. And my first audition in Hollywood was Rust Creek, and I booked it.
Wow.
And it was LA writer, LA director, LA producer, LA cinematographer. And so I book it. My agent calls me. He's like, "You booked it." And I'm like, "Cool. When do we start?" And they're like, "They're flying you out on Thanksgiving Day." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Where am I going?" "Oh, they're shooting in Louisville." I literally moved all the way across the country. Had my first audition. But had I not been out here, I probably wouldn't have got as good of a look, as I did.
Right.
And so, yeah, booked my first audition in Hollywood. I booked it and it got filmed back where I just moved from.
That's an awesome story. What did you think? I mean, what did you think when you booked your first role? What was like the emotions that went through you when you did it? Was it more of a hell yeah, or more of a sigh of relief, or was it more like, all right, I got the first one, let's get ready. Let's go. Let's get the next one.
I think all three of those plus 3,000 more other emotions. It definitely felt good on a hell yeah. Now I don't have to hear any shit from anybody back home about what you gonna do out there. I bet he's just gonna be a waiter, all that kind of stuff. But I loved the script, and I loved the character, and it was one of those ones that like you really want to do. And I tell this too to a lot of the people that I teach private lessons to. Like, I think one of the things that helped me, and I don't know, I think as an artist, sometimes things just come to you. The older you get, the more mature you get, the more you become of a master of your craft, the more you learn about not just what you're doing, but about yourself. And around 2015, when I decided to go all film and TV, I just sort of had this recollection. And this might sound very simple to some people, but it's actually a really deep concept. I had this recollection of this light bulb moment where I don't audition anymore. It's called an audition, but I don't audition. I prepare for a role. Now, that role might only be mine for that 1 5-minute time that I ever do it, that they call it an audition. But my preparation and my execution are the same, whether I'm getting paid for that role or whether I'm trying to get paid for that role. And I think that has helped me so much in the fact that whether I'm auditioning or whether I'm going on set for the first day of Rust Creek, I'm preparing to act. My process is the same. And I also have this mindset, and this is what I try to coach young people on especially, is that like before Tom Brady steps out on the field, he thinks he's going to win the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Before Michael Jordan shoots the last shot, miss or make, he thinks he's going to make it. And that's why they had that commercial at one time where he said, I've missed more game-winning shots than I've made, but that's why I've made more game-winning shots than anybody else, right? Before I go into an audition or anytime I go up for a role, my mindset is, congratulations. Your job is done for the day. You've hit the lottery. Send everybody else home. The guy for the job is here. Hire me, and I'll make you look good. Pass on me, and you're going to regret it. That is my mindset. Because think about this. The only time you're ever nervous for a test is when you haven't studied. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
So if you've done your preparation and you've done it to the fullest, then the next thing you could control is your execution. Because that's the only two things we can control as actors, is our preparation and our execution. So even if I go in and I knock it out of the park and I give 100%, it's still a 50-50 business, yes or no. So the odds are already stacked against me. Right? The only two things I can't control how they're thinking. I can't control what kind of day they had, what kind of mood they're in. All I can control is my preparation and my execution. And thus far, I've made a career on being the guy who, when I go into the room, they typically don't think the character's going to look like me. And I've made a career on making people go, wait a second, that's Cheetah.
Yeah.
That's Buck. Like, that's the guy we're going with, you know? So yeah, that's sort of like the mind state that I go in for every single time that I'm trying to earn a role, is because the job of the actor is auditioning. The perks of the job is every once in a while they let you pay the role and they pay you for it, right? But the daily job is auditioning. You know?
Brad mentioned something here. I'll have to read this. He says he gets more nervous during doing my interviews now than I ever did acting, whether it's stage or film or cabaret. It has always felt natural, but on these interviews, I pray for help. Yeah, I get that. interviewing. I mean, and to me, like I've seen some of the self tape that they send in. Wow, I mean that's hard work, and that and even doing an interview like this, I can relate to that last statement that Brad made. Bronco Juggalo talks movies. I can relate to that because it's like, or for me, when I was in music, every time I had a day of show, I had 1,200 people that were like counting on me to deliver the goods, and I just had to hit it. And you're nervous, and you want to make sure it's the right show. You want to make sure everybody has a good time, everybody gets home safe, and everybody comes back. I think self taping self taping is that going to be the new norm now, Daniel? I mean,
it is 100% the new norm. Like I said, but even pre-pandemic, I would say like 8 or 9 of every 10 auditions were already a self tape for your first audition. And even when I got out of grad school in 2011, you couldn't find a theater that would allow you to self tape. So if you're working in Utah and you wanted to audition for Oregon Shakes or you wanted to audition for Chicago Shakes, they wouldn't let you send a tape in. Nowadays, in 2021, 10 years later, most theaters, and I'm not speaking for any of the ones that I just mentioned, but most theaters now, they will make you submit your headshot and resume first. Then if they like what they see, then they'll allow you to submit a self-tape. Then if they like the self-tape, then they'll allow you to come to the auditions in person. So that's another thing is there's in the American theater and in American actor training in general, there's a really bad thing happening in the fact that there's a lot of teachers out there who don't keep up with the times. They get a job and they work that job for 30 years and they go into classrooms and they go, well, 30 years ago when I tried to become an actor and failed, here's the way I think you were supposed to audition. And that's really detrimental to not just the students, but to themselves as a supposed artist. Because if this is all you know about acting, well, the career and the art form is going to keep evolving.
Yeah.
And if you can't teach this part, then you're doing everybody a disservice. So just in the last 10 years, it's changed that much. And yeah, nowadays, I mean, here's the thing. I signed with a new management company in December, and I've had the busiest pilot season of my career. Not just from the 3 films that I've had come out, but just from me trying to find my next jobs. And I'll tell you this, as an old school person, I don't like the self-taping stuff as much as I think most people do, because one of the things that I do best on this planet is I walk into a room and win a room over and get a job. And when you're doing a self-tape, those skills that you've learned, those people skills and the interaction of being in person with somebody, those go by the wayside. And you submit an 8-minute audition. Let's say you're doing 3 scenes and it's 8 minutes long. They might watch 20 seconds of it. If you don't draw them in the first 20 seconds of your audition, the casting directors, they don't watch all 8 minutes out of 600 submissions. I promise you that. So it's difficult. And like when you're at home, like, you're in your home in LA or wherever you're at, like I'm in my living room right now, but like when I go to tape an audition, I have to go into the bedroom and like set up a tripod and set up lights and get a blank wall. And I have to have a friend either come over or get a friend on Zoom. And then I got to put the camera next to the laptop so that the person's voice can be heard into the camera. And so it's like, I'm not just an actor, like, an editor and a cinematographer and, and all these other things. I had to learn how to edit. I didn't know how to edit. So, but it's definitely the new norm. And it's not going to be changing. I don't think we'll be going in person for auditions until like at least 2022. And I think the first audition being a self-tape is here 100% never changing. And so you either adapt and keep winning, or you whine and you lose.
So here's one for you, both as an actor and as a teacher. It seems because now there's more content that's ever been in Hollywood's history. I mean, there's more outlets for more projects than ever before, by far. Are there enough talented actors, trained actors to fill the gaps for some of these shows? Or some of these shows just are just grabbing people with a certain look or a certain hue, or name brand recognition? I mean, are we getting good actors in a lot of these shows, or are we just getting faces? In your opinion?
That is a great question. Complicated question, complicated answer. I'll try to be brief on it, and I'll say this: there's definitely levels to it. I'll say this, and some people will be mad at me for this, and I don't care. Nobody is winning an Oscar for being an influencer.
Right.
It's true.
Right.
Nobody is getting cast as a lead character in an HBO series from having a bunch of retweets. People can think that, and people can make money on their Instagram and all this stuff, and I ain't hating. If you got an Instagram and people want to pay you to show off the latest seltzer, or you got an OnlyFans and you're making money that way, good for you. You do that. I'm an actor, and I believe in actors who are trained. There's so many. Like literally, if this was like a Family Feud type thing, I could probably rattle off 25 actors off my head in 60 seconds that I know are here in LA right now that I either trained with or I've worked with that are just a yes away from blowing up, and I know that they're talented enough. Right? Like these are like legit friends of mine, like people that like I care about. So there's definitely plenty of actors. The problem is that not everyone is fortunate enough to where acting can be your only job, And when you do have to pay $1,500 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment in LA, if you're lucky, most people have to do side hustles. And the other thing is like you can't have a job between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. because that's when all the auditions take place. So like if your agent or your manager calls you and goes, hey, we got an audition for you tomorrow, it's at noon, and you say, oh, I can't go, I got to work, you lose all credibility. Like they don't want to hear that, because there's hundreds of thousands of other actors who want to be signed by that agency, who want to be signed by, who will make it to that audition. So it's tricky. I'll say this. I love seeing that on things like Mandalorian. Star Wars does a really good thing. I'm not a huge Star Wars guy. I watch it just so that I'm aware of it for when I have auditions, because I've had some. But what I'll say is, if you look at Mandalorian, they give a lot of opportunity to people that aren't necessarily big time actors. Star Wars as a whole has been doing that a lot lately. HBO has been pretty good about giving opportunities to a lot of people. Netflix does that a lot too. I've been fortunate to do a couple of projects with Netflix. So I think there's definitely enough talent out there. But LA as a whole gets a bad rap because there's that old saying of everybody in LA is an actor, right? We've all heard it. But here's the truth. Everybody in LA ain't an actor. Everybody in LA wants to say they're an actor. Because there's so many people here that somebody years back in the Midwest or back east or somewhere said, oh, you have abs. You should move to Hollywood. You're so pretty. You should move to Hollywood. You're so funny. You should move to Hollywood. And they move out here and they don't know what it means to be an actor.
Right.
Like,
that's a classic story. That's a classic story. It's been going on in Hollywood. That's been going on in Hollywood since the 20s.
Yeah. So like everybody in Hollywood, and I'll be the bad guy. I don't care. Everybody in Hollywood ain't an actor. Everybody in Hollywood likes to say they're an actor, and that's the big difference. But the amount of people out here who truly knows what it is to be an actor, who again I can hand the script to and go show me how to work. It would astonish you how many people actually truly understand the craft. And at the end of the day, and I don't mean to sound braggadocious, I don't at all. But at the end of the day, cliches are cliches for a reason because they're truths. And the cream does rise to the top. And the people who truly know what they're doing, as long as they stick it out, because it is a game of perseverance, as long as you stick it out, you should be able to find work. But if you're spending all day long trying to get followers and trying to get likes and retweets, and that ain't it, Chief. Like, ain't nobody winning an Oscar for being an influencer. And there's only two things in my future: millions of dollars and gold statues. And I'm not stopping until I have both. And even when I have both, I ain't stopping.
Yeah, I sense that. That's what I mean. That's what I said before the show. I really don't think in a year from now I'll be having this conversation. I won't be able to get it. I really believe that.
Let's hope we have that. Let's hope we have that problem, and hopefully I can prove you wrong.
All right, let's walk back to your first big role. I mean, your first big movie set. I mean, here you are. You're a classically trained actor. You got years of theater underneath your belt. You just came off of a short film, and you walk onto JL Ranch. Well, what was that like? I mean, what was your experience? I mean, were you intimidated by this? Were you overawed by this? I mean, how were you treated? I mean, how were you treated on your first real film?
Yeah, it was a blessing. That was my third film. Earlier that year, I had booked a lead in a short film that went on to a lot of film festivals, from Palm Springs to festivals in Italy and all kinds of stuff. And then right after that, I got my first SAG film, which was a film called Tiger. It was a boxing film. And I only had one scene, but my scene was with Mickey Rourke. And so it's like kind of nothing like sort of breaking you into the biz than like having a scene with Mickey Rourke where I had to yell a lot of really bad racial stuff at him and the boxer who was a Sikh. But I remember the director telling me, we were on set one day, and the guy's name was Alistair Grierson. He's a really, really well-known Australian director. He directed Sanctum and a bunch of other really great films. And I remember when I left that day, this was like a month or two before JR Ranch, I looked Alistair in the eye, and I said, I want to thank you. And he was like, what for? And I was like, you changed my life. And he was like, oh, no. I was like, no, man, for real. Like, take a second with me. Like, I'm a real human being. Let me look you in your eye and tell you, like, you just helped me get my Screen Actors Guild card. And my career is about to go up, up, and up from here. And if I ever get a chance at an award show or somewhere publicly, I will thank you. And I will never forget that. And he sort of teared up with me, and we gave each other a hug. And he was like, well, man, he goes, you came into the audition and you just fully committed. And he's like, you didn't apologize for nothing. He was like, yeah, you were that guy. And there was nobody else was even had a, chance. And so like, I kind of took that momentum and that little nugget and working with him and working with Mickey to, going into JL Ranch, and Charlie Carner cast me. And I remember we talked a lot, and we had a bunch of in-person callbacks. And Charlie was asking me about my career and why I was going into film and TV now, and just sort of interested in me, and had a great time on set. And like I said, James Caan was sick most of the shoot, and I was like his right-hand man, muscle kind of guy, doing the dirty work. A bunch of scenes got cut, so I didn't end up making it. That was my first taste in Hollywood of like, okay, this is something that I've learned. And JL Ranch was my first taste of it. If you have a scene that's 8 pages long, you're lucky if 4 pages make it in. And almost everything that you shoot, what the script is and what you shoot and what the film is are three different things. Sometimes the script is way better than the end result. Sometimes the end result is better than the script.
Yeah.
But the script and what you shoot and what comes out are three different things. So and those things keep happening to me. Like, but it happens to every actor. You know, it's like ain't no sweat off my back. I got paid to do what I do, and if you want to keep it, you keep it. That's the thing about it. As an actor, you don't have any control. You know, again, the only things I can control are my preparation and my execution and making sure that people like working with me and that they want to work with me again. And if I get in my head about all those other things, it's such wasted space in my brain, and it brings my chi down. You know, I think, but working on JL also learned, like, again, how nice someone like John Voight, who's an Oscar winner, could be, like, to sit down with me and tell me, like, he believes in me and that I should move to LA. That was a big thing for me, you know. He got me my first ever meeting with an agent in Hollywood. It didn't turn out, it didn't work out, but he got me the meeting, you know. So good people do exist. Marcia Gay Harden, who's an Oscar winner, I loved working with her on Point Blank. She was so sweet, so amazing. We still keep in contact to this day. I think one thing JL really taught me was not everybody in Hollywood is a sleazeball or scumbucket or those 80s words about, you know, backstabbers. There is some good, genuine people here, but not everybody's that way. But there are some really good people in this business.
So let's talk about like the big movie for you, which was Rust Creek. So walk us through that. I mean, how did you? You told us how you booked the part. So how did you meet the crew? Did you meet Jen? I mean, you know, because this is a lead role you got here. This was not a supporting role. This is a lead role. And
I think most people would probably call it major supporting. You know, I think Hermione definitely was the lead of the film. But yeah, it was the first time I ever got flown somewhere on location on Thanksgiving Day. That was unique because LAX was empty. So now I know that, like, hey, if I ever needed to travel home to see the folks on Thanksgiving Day, it's pretty easy. And then, yeah, we started working the day after Thanksgiving. So everybody else is out shopping on Black Friday, and we're shooting guns and learning all kinds of hunting techniques. And, you know, and I met with Jen. We sat down. I had no conversation at all with Jen prior to meeting her in person. And one thing I really liked that she did was she sits down with each actor for an hour. Like the first day of and there's like a few days of like rehearsal before we start shooting. Just like we rehearsed the fight scenes and stuff like that. But she sat down with each of us for an hour, and I sat down with her for an hour, and she was like, thrilled to have you, loved this, and that you did in the audition. What are you thinking about this? So she had all kinds of questions for me. And we were just kind of talking about the character. And one of the things that I told her from the get-go, from my script analysis, was I hate it when you watch a film and you have a duo. And for this, it's Buck and Hollister.
Yeah.
I hate it when you have a duo and they're exactly the same. You're right. To me, there's no conflict there. There's no depth. You know, I like friction. I like conflict. And so I knew how badass Hollister was in the script. And I felt like Buck had a good moral compass. Every time they were about to do something, Buck was the one constantly going, well, what about this? What about that? Should we really? And I saw Buck more as a character who was, he was guilty by circumstance. You know, it was a nature versus nurture kind of thing. This is what he's grown up around. His mother and his older brother have always taught him that, like, this is what we do. We cook meth, we sell it, And if anybody gets on our way, we kill them because we run this place. And so I wanted to make Buck the yin to the yang of Hollister. And I wanted people to be a little sad when Buck died. I wanted people to like think there was something kind of good in him. Like, you know, he wasn't all evil.
I think there's always something good. Somebody, you know, it's just they evolve. You know, I don't think anybody ever intends just to do evil things. It just happens. You know, sometimes.
Yeah, and you know that's one thing that I learned in school too, especially when I played Macbeth. It's like if you walk out on stage going, "I'm the bad guy," nobody believes that, and nobody wants to see that. What's more intriguing is we won the war because of me. Duncan don't do anything for this country. I'm the person that should take Scotland to the next level. And if I have to kill him so that I become king, so that I can protect the country and make my wife happy, that's what I'm going to do. To me, that's more compelling, right? That's not a guy who thinks he's the bad guy. That's a guy who thinks he's doing right. And that makes him even worse of a guy, right? So that's what I loved about the character. Look, the shoot was super tough. I mean, when you're seeing the frost out of our voice in Rust Creek, that shit's real. Like, well, that ain't no CGI. We was in the elements. We was in the sticks. There was days it was 10 degrees, and you know, call times were 5 a.m. and you got picked up at the hotel at 5 a.m. because you had to start shooting right when the sun came up at 7:30. And then you had to stop shooting at 5 o'clock when the sun went down. So they were long, hard days. And I remember I said this not too long ago when we got on Netflix and blew up on there. We had a nice talkback thing virtually, and I remember saying on there that after the first day, it was me, Micah Hauptman, who played Hollister, Jay Paulson, who played Lowell, and Hermione Corfield, who played Sawyer. And we got done. It was a long 12-hour day, freezing our butts off. And all day long, everybody was just really focused and working hard. And we got done, and we're all walking back to the trailer. And it's all muddy around us. It's cold. It's December in Kentucky. And like as we're walking back, it was like one of those moments in time where everything sort of slows down and time stands still. And we all just sort of like as we're walking, just sort of looked at each other, and we're like sweating and we're breathing hard, and we all just kind of nodded, and we were like, it was like a fuck yeah moment. Like we're all here. Ain't none of us on some like George Clooney name type level. We're all still, even though we had all had projects. I mean, Jay played John Hamm's brother in Mad Men. He's done lots of stuff, but we were all still actors who were still like trying to earn our place in Hollywood, at least in my mind. And we felt like this script was so good, and that we had such good actors and such a good director. Like this was one that like we all kind of just like agreed that like if we put in the work like we did today on day one, if we do day one the same way we do on day 30, this is going to be a really special project. And that's what we did. Because you know when you're dealing with cold weather and freezing temperatures and you know and things happen, people get sick, people bust their knees, people get cuts, but we was like, man, if we can just use this to our advantage. And we can band together instead of whining and bitching and complaining about it. If we can just fight as a team together, we can make something really special. And that's what we did. And had everybody not had that same mentality, the film wouldn't have done as good as it's still doing.
It would have been an A24 film instead of an IFC midnight film.
With Rust Creek, he had like a little scuffle with the actress kind of towards like when you first get introduced with her. And then later on, I won't say exactly what happens because I don't want to ruin it for people. But there's like something that happens in the trailer, if you know what I'm talking about. Did you do those stunts or did you like have a stunt double or you learn like, or correct? I can't say it. Like learn the moves basically to make it look like it's happening.
Yeah, every stunt that was done, I did, unless it dealt with fire. And we had great stunt coordinators, and they were all choreographed. And that was yeah, and they were real knives. Like those was we had to make had to be real, and those were real knives. And I think another thing is like, maybe it's because I'm Southern or whatever, but like, I want to take extra special care of any actor that I'm doing combat with, especially if she's a woman. And so I just wanted to make sure, and me and Hermione had a great relationship. We hung out a lot offset. We still keep in contact this day. And I wanted her to know that like, hey, after every single take, you let me know if something feels wrong, if I'm grabbing you too hard, if anything is like, hey, can you just let me know, because, she had to be comfortable for me to be comfortable for it to look good for the audience. There was a time she kicked me in the face. The time that she kicks me in the face, there was a time she kicked me in the face. Boom, right there.
And of course, that made it into the film, right?
I don't know if that's a take they used or not, but they should have. But no, it was great. And then the day that the event happens that you were talking about in the trailer, I had food poisoning that day. Me and one of the other producers got food poisoning because we were the only ones that I think we either ate the fish or the pork chop the day before, and everybody else avoided it anyway. I had food poisoning all that day, and I was supposed to be there at 5:30, and I called them. I was like, nah, y'all got to give me a couple hours. So they ended up picking me up around 7:30, and I still got there, and they were like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm not a wimp. I'm going to get through the day. And then, they got me in hair and makeup and wardrobe and everything. And when I got to set, I think it was probably around 8:30 or so. And so, we lost a few hours, but I was still able to go. And that made everybody happy. And I just remember making an announcement. I was like, hey, everybody, y'all know me. You know I'm a good dude. I promise I'm not a prick, but I'm telling you today, after every take, I need to sit down. I don't need to be talked to, and I need to sip Gatorade. That's all I need to do all day long. It's the only way I'm making it through this day. And that's what happened. After every single take, even before we got to the microwave and stuff, like before every take, I would literally, as soon as we got done, they had an apple box for me, and I'd sit down and I'd sip a little orange Gatorade so that my tongue wouldn't turn any crazy color. And I just sit there and I just breathe, and I just kind of went into like this Zen space that you have to go through when you go through, pain and discomfort. And we got through the day, and I remember them going. I remember one of the producers, Harris McCabe. He's like, I don't know how the hell you did that. He was like, I don't know how you got through the day. He's like, I was sick. So that's one thing I think I'll probably always remember. Having the food poisoning as being more discomfort than actually doing the stunts. But no, we had a great stunt team. And everybody did their own stunts unless it dealt with fire.
Okay, looks like I'm going to go to the chat here for a minute. I know that you and I talked about before this interview about one movie, but it seems like you and I are in the minority about this one movie because the chat seems to like this one movie and they want to talk about it. Do you mind?
Okay. I don't know what it is. We can. I'll say as much as I can about something. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the werewolf movie Hunter's Moon.
Ah, yes, Hunter's Moon. What do they want to know?
I'm gonna let Josh, go ahead. Do you have some questions? Looks like the chat's been tearing it up about it.
Yeah, I really like that movie. I don't know what the
Hobbs.
if there's a backstory or an issue with it, but I really like that movie.
Okay, I know he's here. Okay, well, he was here. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
hear
yeah. You can
Okay.
take over. Looks like you in the chat have really have been really tearing it up about 100th Moon. So you love the movie.
I really did. I rented it. Actually, I didn't rent it, but I bought it like at a family video, and I liked it better than I thought I would. So I don't know if there's like an issue with the film, or like if there's something maybe that we weren't going to talk about it tonight. But I really enjoyed it.
No, I'll say this again. It happens a lot as an actor in the fact that, again, what the script is and what you shoot and what comes out are all different things. And so one thing I'll say is the writer and director, Michael Casey, is actually a really good friend of mine. And we're going to be making another movie together here really soon in a matter of months. I can't say much about it, but he already made me an offer on this other film. And but one thing I'll say is, for me, there was a level of disappointment in the fact that my character, the reason that he's disturbing and creepy and never actually speaks is because in the script and when we shot it, my character's tongue has actually been cut out years ago. And when I have the girl down and I'm wrestling with her in the orchard, and trying to rape her, pretty much, I go in to kiss her and I open my mouth, and that's when you get the reveal of like, oh, that's why Daryl is the way he is. And for whatever reason, that moment was cut, probably, I'm assuming, due to budgetary reasons. I guess CGI or whatever they were doing. But anyway, that affects how I play the character from the get-go. You know, if I'm doing my script analysis and character building before I ever get to set, I'm making choices based on the given circumstances, and one of the major given circumstances is my character's tongue was cut out a long time ago. So that was a disappointing thing for me, for my character, is that people didn't get that reveal to understand why Daryl was the way he was. Script wise, I'll say this: all of us, all of us, from Katrina Bowden to myself to Thomas Jane, every single person on set constantly brought up the twist at the end, and how, as professionals, we pride ourselves on having really good instincts and script analysis, and even we didn't see the twist coming. So, I'm not really sure how a lot of people feel about it. I mean, it's a genre film. It's a horror, werewolf film. So that's a genre, and yeah. So I'm always gonna look at anything I do from the standpoint of, here's the way I approached the work and why I approached it that way. And so for me, it was a bummer to know that my big reveal didn't happen. But I don't have any bad blood or anything. I mean, me and Michael are still cool. We text almost every day. He's been busy as hell. He stays busy as a writer and director. And we've got 2 projects coming up together. One's a film and one's a series. And they're both extremely good. The scripts are really good. So I look forward to working with him again. And at the end of the day, I think, like most films, some people are going to love them and some are going to hate them. And I don't have any control over the way anybody thinks about anything,
Well, for what it's worth, I don't necessarily need, I don't think that even though you weren't able to speak, that it really didn't affect, and I'm not trying to say this to be negative, but I still enjoyed the character.
Oh,
I did.
Good.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
I mean,
Cool.
I really, and I feel bad because that movie sounds familiar. Shit. And then I looked at the IMDb and I was like, I got that movie at Family Video. And I was like, I really enjoyed that movie. So everybody in the chat, I'm kind of been talking about it with them. And
Awesome.
you know, yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it was different. And you did have some characters in there, you know, that some people know, some actors as well, you know, such as yourself. And I think acting is based on acting, you know, and if you can do as well as you did in that, and even if you don't have a speaking part or whatnot, then you leave a lasting impression on people, you know, and that's good. So
Oh, sure. I appreciate that, man.
not a problem. And okay, so
We lost
Stephen and Miss Boomstick, what questions do you guys have?
Well, I got one so far. I mean, great advice and stories. I was wondering in the beginning, you mentioned, you know, you did music and stuff. Is there any other fun or interesting facts we may not know about you, whether a hobby or just anything?
I mean, I'm damn near a walking encyclopedia when it comes to professional wrestling and its history and like lineage and stuff like that. So I'm a huge, even to this day, I still watch professional wrestling every Wednesday night on TNT. There's a organization called All Elite Wrestling, and their show is called Dynamite. It's really good. And a friend of mine who's a musician from Louisville named Ian Abel, he's done a couple of songs for them for their pay-per-views. And so, yeah, other than that, I guess probably a interesting thing about me is in the last 15 months, I've lost 95 pounds. So February 5th, my birthday was February 9th of last year. And I was hooked on pills real bad. Right after I got done filming Cherry in Cleveland in December of 2019, I got back to LA, and I'm like auditioning and trying to find the next job before, you know, things die here. From December 15th to January 15th, the industry is dead. You know, everybody works 7 days a week. So that month, you know, the 2 weeks before Christmas, 2 weeks after Christmas, nothing happens. No auditions, no nothing. So like I'm trying to fit in all the last second auditions in December to try to book work to have something to film in February. And it's a regular morning. It's like 10 a.m. I'm driving to an audition, and I was in standstill traffic. And at the time I had a Prius, and it's funny as that might sound to some people. And so I'm in a Prius, and a lady was in a like Ford Explorer, and I'm like stopped, and she ran into the back of me going like 45 miles per hour, totaled my car that I just paid off like literally like earlier that year, and gave me 4 bulging discs in my lower back. And so that really put me into like a depression because I had been trying to get healthier, and Tom Holland's trainer on set had given me so many great tips, and there was a gym in our hotel. So while we were filming Cherry, I was actually like actively getting healthier. And now I had 4 bulging discs in my lower back. I couldn't get out of bed on my own. And all the doctors gave me were muscle relaxers, pain pills, and nerve pills. So now I'm just doped up all the time, you know. And so I just remember my birthday was February 9th. And like the day after Valentine's Day, it was February 15th, and I was looking at some pictures from the night of my party, and I was just going like, man, you look bad. My face was real swollen. I always had rosacea, but my rosacea was really bad. I was just unhealthy. I was unhappy, and I was an addict. And I didn't go seek any advice or anything. I knew what I needed to do, and I went cold turkey. And so, yeah, from the first things I did was no sodas, no fried food, and I made myself start doing 3 10-minute walks a day. That's something that a lot of bodybuilders do, is instead of doing like a whole bunch of cardio at once, to do like 3 10-minute walks a day. And I started doing that, and little by little started feeling better, started stretching a lot more, and my body started getting rid of toxins. And so yeah, long story short, 15 months later, here we are. I haven't had a single soda in 15 months. I haven't had a single piece of fried food in 15 months. I go to the gym 6 days a week. I do an hour, 90 minutes of fasted cardio in the morning. And yeah, I'm down 95 pounds. So that's probably like a unique tidbit, I guess.
All right, congrats.
Thank you.
Definitely congrats. I had a similar accident, almost exactly to yours, but I didn't have bulging disc. It just messed up my neck, and it was like 20 years ago, and I still have issues with my neck and shoulders. And yeah, it was the worst thing. That there was more to it that a lot of people, like nobody in the chat knows about, but yeah, it was like the worst thing that ever happened to me was that wreck. But yeah, it was basically
it's not fun when you yeah, it's not fun when something happens to you that you didn't cause.
right.
I think that's what really pissed me off.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, that's what pissed me off was I just finished doing my 7th film in 14 months with the Russo brothers at that. So it's like
Oh wow.
living this like wonderful life and like things are going good. Tom Holland's trainer got me like on the straight and narrow, and now like I couldn't work out. I couldn't do anything other than pain pills. So I just needed to fix it, and thankfully I did.
Yeah, that's good.
Go ahead, Boo.
I had a question, but I got sidetracked and I forgot what it was. Then I started talking about my wreck and it made me lose track. But yeah, it was basically the same. I had a little tempo, if you remember those. And I was at a stoplight on a highway, and a big full-size van, not a minivan, those big vans, wasn't paying attention, and I stopped them from running red light. They was like inside my trunk. We had to take the ambulance to the hospital and everything. It was horrible. I still 20 years over. It was like 97, so over 20 years later, I still got effects from that.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I was just going to go back to. I mean, it seems, in your opinion, what's better for an actor, to get a bunch of small parts on big movies or big parts on independent movies?
You know, I'm not really sure. The tricky thing is that number one, you got to have money. It's just the way it is. It makes the world go round. And LA is expensive. Number two, you can get a lot more traction in Hollywood. So like, even if you got like, for instance, like Hillbilly Elegy, I only have one scene as Amy Adams' abusive next door neighbor, but you know, I got to work with Amy Adams and Ron Howard, and so like that's something that, you know, that I can tell a casting director or a director like, hey, I guarantee you, if you call Ron Howard on the phone right now, he'll have good things to say about me, and he'll tell you to cast me. So like being able to say that in our industry holds a lot of weight. But also like doing independent stuff's important because when you're like me, you know, I'm not famous, I'm not rich, I'm just a working actor. I'm fortunate enough that like, this is my job and it's my daily life. So we have to constantly update our materials. We have to constantly update our headshots. You have to constantly update your reel. And so people really don't want to watch real footage from 2015 or 2017. They want to see like modern stuff. So it's important, you know, sometimes you do an independent film so you might just have a bunch of really good scenes. You know, you may not make a ton of money on it, but you need to keep working. You need to keep cultivating. It's like, if I don't go to the gym for 3 months, I'm not going to be able to bench press as much 3 months from now as I can today. And acting is the same way. It's a muscle, you know? So like you go a long time without doing an acting project, you're not going to be as sharp. So sometimes you might take a job on an independent film where, you know, you're working at scale for $3,600 a week or something for 3 weeks, which ain't chump change, but you're not going to get rich off of it. But what you are going to get is you're going to get some really good scenes. You're going to also get to exercise your muscle and become a better actor. and you're going to make new connections that'll eventually lead to other things too. So I think both of them have their benefits. I'm at the point where I'm trying to sell out. Like, I want people to call me a sellout. If people are calling me a sellout, then I've made it. I want to be on the cheesiest show on NBC there is possible. Let's put a cop show and a hospital show together. Like something that, like, I'm trying to get to the point where I've got a nice, stable, steady thing coming in, and then I can also do my own projects. But that being said, I'm only partly joking there. Well, that being said, I do a bunch of writing, and so I've written a pilot for a series that would be starring me. I've also written a Gen X inspired Christmas rom-com, and so I'm trying to get those things produced, and I think at the end of the day, everything has its merit. When you talk to Matthew McConaughey, he talks about how people used to give him shit for doing the rom-coms, but he was getting paid good and he was still flexing his skills, and it's a genre. It's like everything has its merit. George Clooney started out on General Hospital. Lawrence Fishburne started out on Pee-wee's Playhouse in chaps and a Jerry curl wig. So I'm not opposed to doing network television.
I know it's getting late, but I mean I want to have some time for the folks in the chat to talk to you, Daniel. But my last question would be, what was working with Joe Lynch like? Because I love Joe Lynch. That guy seems so much fun.
He was extremely fun. Joe's great. Joe was already in Cincinnati doing some location stuff, so we actually had our callback on through Skype, and he had me watch Wheelman. So there's a film on Netflix called Wheelman, starring Frank Grillo, and in Wheelman, the character Cheetah makes an appearance, but he only makes an appearance via phone. So there's a scene where Frank Grillo's driving and he has to call Cheetah, and Cheetah don't pick up, and you just hear like his voicemail. And then Frank says, hey, Cheetah, I need you, man. Come on, you owe me, blah, 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 blah. And so when they were thinking about casting me, Joe said, we've been looking for someone to play Cheetah for years. We couldn't really find anybody that we liked. So that's why he didn't appear in Wheelman. We just put his voice on there. He's like, but I think you're the guy that we finally, get into this role. And I love the role. And Joe liked that I had a background in rap music, and heard of me before in the music world. And he also liked that I was playing a bunch of different characters that weren't thuggy. The thing that I loved about that role, and the reason I liked working with Joe, is most people in Hollywood who meet me look at me and they see the long hair and they see the long beard and they see my big frame and they know that I'm from Kentucky. And 9 times out of 10, they wrongly judge me and think Kentucky hillbilly and that's all he can do, without knowing how trained I am and how much range I have and how much my background is and like the hood that I grew up in. And Joe really understood all that, and he loved it. And he knew that it would bring it to bring ideas to the character. And then that's when we started talking about putting cornrows in my hair and doing gold teeth and fake tattoos and all this stuff. And so, yeah, we fully embraced it. I'll say when they flew me into Cincinnati, I came in on a Saturday, and they had been filming for a week, I think. And I got in on a Saturday, and they were going to be off on a Sunday, and then we were going to be starting filming again on Monday. So Anthony Mackie, who's now, of course, blown up on through Marvel and everything, Anthony and Frank and Marcia were having a party for everybody, and especially those of us who were joining the cast. So we're at this like place in downtown Cincinnati, and I come strolling into the party with my LA Dodgers fitted hat on, cornrows in my hair. And these people were thinking, who the fuck is this guy? Who's he think he is? And I think a lot of people probably thought like that's the way I roll all the time. And then Marsha, of course, knew who I was, and Joe, and but Joe was great, man. He was always so welcoming and so full of ideas, and he would come up after every take and check in, like, what are you thinking? What do you think? Here's what I'm thinking. Very collaborative, very fun experience on set, very light, but also getting the work done. And I remember right before we did my big stunt for that, because I did my own stunt on that too. They were talking about putting the harness up to me and the ripcord and all this stuff. And he had a guy that sort of came over and messed with me. And a guy walks over to me a couple of days before we shot the scene, and we were out having drinks somewhere or something. And one of the stunt guys walks over and he goes, "Hey, so we're gonna fly you 15 feet in the air and hit this big neon sign, and it's gonna explode and everything, right?" I'm like, "Huh?" He's like, "No, yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna put you on this. The squibs are gonna go off, and you're gonna fly in the air, and you're gonna hit this neon sign that says Cheetah." I'm like, I gotta call my agent. So I called my agent like on a Saturday night, like, and it turns out that Joe and the guys were just messing with me. I was still doing the stunt, but it wasn't going to be to that extreme. But no, Joe's great. He lives just right down the street from me here in LA. Really talented guy. And the film did really good. There was billboards up for it everywhere, all up and down Sunset Boulevard. It was Netflix's big summer action film of 2019. There's never been a movie where it's had a fight in a car wash before. That was really unique. And I'll tell you, the thing that I loved is they went all in with Cheetah. I mean, for 5 days in a row, we were at my pawn shop. They took this empty storefront in downtown Cincinnati and completely transformed it into Cheetahs. They even I don't know if you can quite see it on the film, but there was even a tile walkway leading up to the front door, and in the tile they had Cheetah written out in the tile. And they gave me like all the signs that I had hanging up in the pawn shop. They gave me one of the signs to bring home with me, and I got to bring home a pack of matches that says Cheetahs from dusk till pawn. It's like I got a little matchbook, so stuff like that. So Joe was really cool, man. And Marsha, Marsha's an Oscar winner, and she was so cool that the day I left, she gave me a big hug, and she said, "Run to your trailer and get your phone because I have to have a picture with you." And I was like, "Oh man, come on," because asking anybody for a picture on set is always a very unique dance that you have to try to figure out. And so anytime that somebody like who's an Oscar winner comes up and says, "Hey, I want to get a picture with you," go get your phone. And that always makes it easier. And it's just like, all right, you're cool. I can mess with you. And so, yeah, she still texts me to this day. She's awesome. And Joe was great. And I loved the project. I love the film. The writer, Adam Simon, became good friends with me. He's going to be doing something with me and Michael Casey soon that I can't talk about. But Adam Simon had told me that over 70 million people have streamed Point Blank, and that there were talks of doing a sequel. And I told him, cool. Well, if we do a prequel, we could put Cheetah in prison 95 pounds lighter. So that can help us give a different look to the story. So I'd love to continue that.
The one thing about Joe Lynch is what really amazed me, and I told him this on Twitter, was the fact that he gets the most unlikeliest actors for his project. People you would never suspect that would do a lower budget movie, like he did. He did Mayhem. Mayhem was just an amazing movie, and he got that cast is outstanding. And it's just like he just like a nice a badass and the same thing. He just got a lot of different actors that you would not expect to work on a movie like that, and yet they did for him. I think it's a testament.
Well, here's one thing I'll say real quick. Actors love to work. I hate not working. I love to work and I hate downtime. Now I try to do the best of my downtime as I can. I try to go to the gym. I try to go on hikes. I try to write. I try to stay busy, try to stay ready. But we like to work. And a lot of people, it isn't all about the money. You need to do the projects that pay the good money, but you also need to do stuff that are just good for you too as an artist, things that stretch you as an actor. So I think that's why he's able to get people, because they know that Joe's an artist who likes to work. And he seems to be able to find people who genuinely like to work, and that's important. It really is important and part of what we do.
Does anybody in the chat have any a few more questions for our guest, Daniel Hill?
Well, it's not really like super relevant, but he said when he was first thinking of doing like wrestling, did you have like a whole like stage name in mind or anything?
No, I was really enamored with wrestling behind the scenes and the fact that they had writing teams and producers. So in Louisville, there's a company called OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling. And in the late 90s and early 2000s, they were the minor league system for the WWF. So Brock Lesnar, Dave Bautista, Randy Orton, John Cena, they all came from OVW in Louisville. I saw Brock Lesnar wrestle when he came straight from University of Minnesota as an amateur wrestler. I watched some of his first matches in OVW. So I got real great exposure to like real good wrestling, and I was enamored by it, and I loved the storyline process of it. So what I started doing was not just making friends with the wrestlers, and I was working at a Foot Locker in the mall. I was an assistant manager all through high school and undergrad. I worked at a Foot Locker, and so a lot of the wrestlers would come in, and I'd give them discount and whatnot. But also, and then I would go to their shows, and we became friends and hang out. And then I started telling them ideas that I had and storylines, and told them that I was studying theater. So one thing led to another, and I started writing a lot of scripts and passing them off to the producers at OVW. And I think that was probably, if I would have stayed in pro wrestling, to this day, the main reason that I'll watch it is to see what the creative team decides to do. Like, that's the way I watch pro wrestling. I don't watch it thinking good guy versus bad guy. Right. I watch it because the people are incredible athletes and they tell an amazing story with their bodies. But I like watching what the creative team decides to put out there as a story and how they execute it. And to this day, I would like to work on a creative team in pro wrestling. That's before I'm in the dirt, I would like to be a part of a creative team for a pro wrestling company.
Did they ever use any of your ideas when you was handing them off?
They did, and I didn't always get credit for them. That's why I quit showing up. That's a whole nother podcast.
I'll be honest with you. I'm obsessed with pro wrestling. I always have been. That's the one thing that people don't know about me, is that literally have been obsessed to the point of when I was growing up, from the age of 10 on, I wanted to be a pro wrestler. So I actually did wrestling all the way up until high school and realized it's not the same type of wrestling. It's completely different. What the fuck is an earpiece,
Well, what's interesting is like, Kurt Angle and all these people who've like won gold medals in actual wrestling. That's what they call amateur wrestling. And then pro wrestling, the stuff that's scripted, is what they call pro wrestling. And I've always found that very interesting, that the people who are doing the actual combat in the Olympics is what's called amateur wrestling.
Yeah, because my grandpa would always be like, he'd be like, Josh, wrestling is fake. I don't understand why you like it. And I was like, well, that's what I want to do. He's like, when they punch them, they're not bleeding, right? And I'd be like, it's just because it doesn't hurt, and they're just not bleeding. It's real. It's real. And then I got to amateur wrestling in junior high, and I was getting tossed around and shit. And I was like, yeah, maybe you're right. But I did it all the way up until high school.
Well, the crazy thing is, even though it's scripted and even though it's choreographed, sometimes guys really do get potatoed, like where somebody on purpose will actually punch you. Sometimes veterans will do that to younger guys just to test them to see if they'll fight back. And so, yes, it is scripted, but they still do get hit from time to time. But also, you can't fake a chair shot to the head. That's a real metal chair, unless you get your hand up in time. You can't fake getting thrown off the top of a steel cage or going off the table. Like, that stuff does hurt. It really does take a toll on the body, and the ring is not a trampoline. It's beams with plywood and a little bit of foam and canvas. And a lot of professional wrestlers have a lot of lasting injuries. It's some people like it, some people don't. And I watch every single Wednesday.
All right.
Steven, what you got for us? Questions for Steven?
I think I'm good so far. So.
Steven's kind of quiet. He's just kind of observing. It's all good.
Yep. I'm enjoying the show. I had my
he likes to enjoy. It's all good. It's all good.
So, yep, I enjoyed listening to stories and everything. So, I'm chilling tonight.
All right. How do you feel, Daniel? You're more than welcome to hang out with us as we slide into our show. Or I know I don't want to keep you up too late because I know you're busy. So however you go.
No, thanks for having me. The only thing I'll say is, right now you can watch Cherry on Apple TV Plus. And Silo is a film of mine that just came out 2 weeks ago. It's in theaters nationwide, and you can also stream it video on demand. I have a small part in the new Wrong Turn with Matthew Modine that's out now. I just filmed an episode of a Netflix series called I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson. That'll come out later this year, and it's a really funny sketch show. Had a great time doing that. Other than that, I got some other things cooking.
Real quick about Silo. What? I know you played a firefighter in there. What did you come out? What did you come out with? What did you take watching that movie? Doing that movie. That movie looks absolutely terrifying. I thought based on the trailer.
I'll tell you what, my first day on set. So I did Silo, and then I finished Silo, and 3 days later I did Point Blank. So you can't really show too much more range than going from a country firefighter to playing Cheetah. It's completely opposite ends of the spectrum. I got to do those a little, and things rarely ever line up that way in our industry. So I was literally wrapping on Silo at 3 days off, and then I was doing Point Blank. But my first day on set, we were in the Midwest humidity. We were in Iowa and Minneapolis and Iowa. They did some of it in Kentucky, but mostly in Iowa and in Minneapolis. And it was in August, and it was 96 degree heat, humidity, making it feel like it's 104. And I was in real, fully lined, actual firefighter gear, 95 pounds heavier than I am now. And my first day on set is the scene where I run into the scene and I evaluate the situation and I get the supplies I need from the mother and I go hiking up the side of a silo. And so here I am. It's like 2 p.m, 96 degrees. I mean, blazing hot. And I pull up, run into the scene, have the scene, grab the stuff, climb up. Now, as I'm climbing up the silo, there's like a rope taped off at like 16 feet or something because that's like SAG rules or whatever. So, but I have to climb up out of frame because the 2 women on the ground have to keep having a scene and it has to seem like I'm still climbing up the silo. So every take, I'm running in, scene, supplies, on my back, up the silo, grab the rope, and then I'll wait for like 3 minutes. And then they finish the scene and it's cut, reset, come back down, hand the stuff back. Dude, after about eight takes, I was like, we gotta have a water break. Ain't none of y'all out here wearing what I'm wearing. I need cold towels. I need water. So yeah, I took about a 5-minute break after about 8 takes.
As soon as you said Midwestern heat, I felt your pain. I grew up and lived in Central Illinois most of my life. I know that heat.
Yeah, I'd have to be carried out.
Like over 100.
Good night, Brad. Good night, Leon.
Yeah, we moved to Wisconsin, and everybody's like freaking out because it's going to hit 90, and it's like, shit, back home is like 110.
Yeah, 90 ain't nothing.
Yeah, we're sitting backyard just chilling. Everybody's like, it's a heat thing. You gotta stay inside. It's like, this ain't nothing. Gotta let the cornfields make it hotter.
We do have a special other guest. Say hello to Anne's Tiny Life. She is from close to where my hometown is, and she does channels as well on YouTube. Hello, Anne.
And
Greetings. We're with our guest, Daniel R. Hill, who starred in the movie Silo. We're talking about Silo here. What was, I like I said before, I didn't think about this movie. I mean, I heard about it. I read a little bit about it, but when I saw the trailer, I was just looking at it and going like, holy shit, that looks scary as hell.
Yeah, I was reading the reviews. It looks like it's going to be a really good movie. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, but being from like farm countries, that stuff like that actually happens, and a lot of people are saying
every day.
It looks so real life in the film that it must be super real. Well, I say like I haven't seen it, but there's like almost review after review after review. It's like, this is so realistic. It's almost like a documentary.
Yeah, one thing they.
Oh, go ahead, Daniel.
I was going to say one thing that I thought they did was really smart was they partnered with like Turtle Plastics and a lot of like the farming equipment manufacturers. So all the stuff that's used in the film was from like the companies that people would use in real life, and those people were on set. So we always had people that we could consult with too. I wanted to make sure I said things correctly. I wanted to make sure that if I was using some equipment that we were using it right. And again, that it was a great script. Jeremy Holm, who I've been a fan of for a while on Mr. Robot, and he's also on House of Cards. Just a great actor. He also comes from the theater. He plays the lead, and he's really good. And Jack DeFalco, who's been working on Broadway, plays the young guy, and we got Jim Perrix in there with us, and Rebecca Lyons, and again, it was one of those ones where you have a good script, a great concept, you get some good actors who are willing to work hard, and I'm glad to see that it's finally being seen, because you shoot something and then a pandemic hits, and then you kind of go, oh well, is it going to come out? Is it not? And so it's good to see. It's good to see that some of these projects that I've done are finally getting to be seen by people.
Yeah, it seems like Skillius Laboratories is they're starting to release a little bit more and more independent films.
Mhm.
You know, that's what they are, but they seem to be doing a lot more releasing of newer films more than retro films. And
Yeah, and the producers partnered up with them. I got to see it. We did a film festival similar in the realm of Rust Creek, where they did the festival circuit for a year and then got their deal. That was the odd thing about Rust Creek was when Rust Creek hit Netflix December 1st of 2020. I filmed Rust Creek in 2016, so Rust Creek is 5 years old to me. And to a lot of the world, they had already seen it in theaters, and we were on Showtime for 18 months. But when you hit Netflix, it takes you into a whole nother level because more people have Netflix than they have Showtime. More people have access to Netflix than they do of just going out and seeing independent movies. So it was unique in the fact that when Rust Creek hit Netflix December 1st and stayed in the top 10 for the whole first 10 days, it was like it had a whole new life and a whole new breath to it. And I had to like start promoting it again and answering questions again. And so, to me, that was unique. And it sort of feels similar with Silo. It feels like I did it so long ago that it just feels good that it's getting to come out and that it is telling a story of something that is very, it happens every day. This type of stuff happens every day in the farming community.
I read that they read that in like within the last 10, 15 years, there've been something like 1,300 incidents with silos. And it's just something you never think about. You know, it never crosses your mind. And
if you fall down in the corn or barley or whatever it is, it might seem all warm and fluffy when you grab it in your hands. But when it's inside of a grain bin, if you slip down in it, not only do you start getting sucked down, but it provides so much pressure on your rib cage and your lungs, and it basically collapses your ribs and collapses your lungs, and eventually, just kills you. And it happens almost every day.
Yeah,
I always think back of the movie Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, where he's getting revenge on the guys, and he drops them in a silo. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
Man, that's like the way I don't want to go out. Like I'd rather almost squeeze my anaconda.
I saw a silo. They had a silo scene in The Dressmaker. That was that was like the first movie that for Amazon Prime made. It had Kate Winslet in it, and Channing Tatum was in it too. And he just jumped in there without really thinking about it, and his character died in a silo. It was just like, damn, that's not the way I want to go.
Yeah.
I know, like when I was going through, cause I was just kind of scrolling through like the reviews on IMDb, literally the only bad review I saw, they have like a 1 star, and that's like so unrealistic. They could just like throw a rope around him and like pulled him out. I was like, you obviously don't know nothing.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah, that's like the only bad review. Everybody else was like 7 to 10s. And 1 star review. It's like, this is so unrealistic. That I saw somebody else give a comment to him. It's like, you obviously never been around farm life.
Well, you know what's interesting in this day and age is this. So, for instance, when Rust Creek came out, we got certified fresh pretty quick on Rotten Tomatoes because we had, you have to think it's either 20 or 40. Certain reviews that you have to get certified fresh. And we were at like a, 89% rating or something. Well, out of nowhere, and I say out of nowhere because there was no mistake, out of nowhere, we started getting like 7 1-star reviews out of nowhere off of some profile that just got created. And then the next 1-star review is a profile that just got created. So our producers actually had to hire somebody who looks into that, like a firm, and they found the culprit. It was somebody who was hating, and they were trying to they released a whole bunch of 1-star reviews, all worded similarly, and all of them had just been brand new, usernames, and they were trying to bring our ratings down because they were jealous, and they got caught.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Shady stuff be happening, man.
Yeah, I've heard of people doing that with IMDb. It's good to know that they can actually get caught for that, because I've heard of other movies getting like berated for. I won't like mention movies or anything, but
the DC and
certain like movies or whatever. People just make accounts just to like berate the movies. They do it with games too. They go in just because they don't like something, they go and attack it.
What a horrible life that must be.
I know, right?
Let me sit here and try to ruin somebody else's life.
Reading the reviews of the Star Wars fans or the Marvel DC fans. I mean, you can't even go to those movie pages because they're so corrupted already. By all the hate reviews.
I usually just I'll glance through that, but I also like watch the trailer, or I'll see like if anybody else is talking about the movie, or I only have like certain, I'll call them news articles, but like Bloody Disgusting, iHorror is like certain places that I know I could trust for honest things. Like every once in a while I'll share like horror news in the community, and there's only articles I'll take from either iHorror or Bloody Disgusting because I know I could trust them. They've been always accurate. I won't get something from somebody else that just because they might have a vendetta for something.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, and that's unfortunately the world that we're living in. It's also kind of goes back to this thing I was saying on this other podcast that I did, where they asked me, like, they were wondering, when it comes to like stardom and getting bigger and having bigger roles, and if there's anything that worries me, as far as like getting more well known. And, for me, I don't even really want fame. The only reason that I want some fame is because with fame comes money. So I guess the only reason I really even want to even deal with it is because the money comes with it. I'd rather, if I can just be a working actor and make good money and win some awards, I'll be happy. But I know fame will come with it. But the one thing that worries me, and that's what I told them, was we're in a day and age where we live in a country where it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
And unfortunately, with social media these days, and with cancel culture, and with people getting butthurt over everything, we're unfortunately in a situation now where you're actually guilty until proven innocent. And even when you're proven innocent, you're guilty by association because you never should have put yourself in that situation in the first place.
Right. Or you get proven innocent, it doesn't matter. They don't give a shit.
That's what I'm saying. Because people then go, well, you never should have been in that situation in the first place. And it's like, well, I wasn't, because I was proven innocent. And that's the only thing that it's the only thing that I'm really cautious with these days is worrying about, the same way that there are negative reviews, there's people out there that can say shit about you, not just about your work, but people can say shit about you, about how you handle yourself in the workplace, or texting the wrong thing or saying the wrong thing. So, you gotta be careful.
Yeah,
definitely.
All right. Daniel, I want to thank you so much. It's quite an honor to have you. And I do think the one thing you probably will notice that disappears, if you want to see how famous you are getting, just when your privacy starts to disappear, that's a sign that you're getting bigger. That's the first thing. It's the first thing you'll lose.
Yeah, as long as the bank account gets bigger, I'll deal with it.
I do hope that we're able to do this again next year. I really do. I mean, it would be to me honestly, I'd rather we not, because that means that I'm right and that you're up there. but just save us one interview for next year.
Or he
let's
gets
hope we can do
big
both.
And he still comes on just
let's hope we can do both. How about that?
Yeah, that would be
so much.
That would be cool to sit there and say, and we have Oscar-winning actor Daniel R. Hill on the show tonight.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Yeah, as long as you're not saying we have waiter from Hugo's, Daniel R. Hill, I'll be pretty happy, man.
Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate it. For giving up your time and spending a Sunday night with us, and totally grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for having me. Appreciate you. Good luck with everything and continued success on the pod.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
All right. Good night.
Man, that's another awesome guest. I gotta say it, man. That's a really good actor. It's a really good human being.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you guys enjoyed Daniel. Yeah, we've been talking for about 2 years now, and it's just really fun watching his star rise. So, I think our good friend Hobbs is going to be rolling in here in a minute.
He's here.
All right.
We can never tell.
It'll be back. The mug will be back when I hit 1,000. Okay, it's gonna be my treat to you guys.
All right.
He just wants to moon us. That's all. So.
Yeah. I'm waiting for you to put a Cincinnati red cap on that moon.
He has been giving me shit. He's been giving me shit all day about the Cincinnati Reds losing. Because me and you, Boom. But he doesn't give you shit about the Cubs.
Because the Cubs are winning. They're winning. They have a winning record. They're winners.
Yeah, I haven't been following recently, but yeah, they have been doing pretty good. What I have seen, but it sucks I can't watch the games. But is what
That's our 5 minutes of sports talk right there. We have 3 minutes left. It's back to horror.
Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. That will really help the show and help Hobbs here to hit that like button.
Steven.
Yes.
Steven. Promote the House of Horrors, buddy.
Yeah, talk about the House of
Horrors. Is it the House of Horrors, like HWHORES, or is it horrors? Like
House of Horrors? Yeah, that's a whole nother. It's almost like an OnlyFans, but it's a Steven fans thing,
Oh, okay.
But House of Horrors did episode 1 last night. Thank you, Patrick, again. Let me get on. Had some streaming issues. I was promoting it as Wild Eye Guy, and then stupid StreamYard was messed up, and had some co-host issues. But other than that, it went pretty well. I think. For first one, get all the problems out of the way. But so.
Well, we always have the community's back, brother. So if we see somebody in need, we're gonna jump in.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah, every Saturday, 7 to 10. Just get some few shows out of the way, and I've been talking to some guests. I'll announce, once everything's official down the road, and so.
And this is Boomstick. What's going on with you?
Not much. I knocked out like 2 weeks in a row of videos. I've been kind of stalling getting work done this week.
That's because you've been overworking yourself, damn it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I got to work on. I got like footage of my Red Dead stuff to make a possible video out of that, and I got some reviews I got to film, but I don't know when I'm getting to it.
That's right. If I hit 1,000 subscribers, you guys will see my face again, and I'll get a haircut for it too. I might even shave for it. Good old Hobbs is 968, I believe, right now.
Holy cow, Hobbs! You can reach 1,000, man.
So close.
So close. And then, yep, that's gonna be amazing. I can't wait.
We'll do a contest. We'll give away something.
We'll do
maybe a lock of my hair, or.
I think maybe a minute.
Then we'll be able to clone you. That'll be awesome. We'll have our own Hobbs growing in our place.
Maybe we can have a miniature spectacular.
Oh, we're
Can
gonna
you
have that
make
anyway.
some, Funko Pops, make them into a little Funko.
A little Hobbs
Or maybe a
Funko.
bobblehead, you know.
That's right, a Furby
Yeah.
bobblehead with my eyes.
Yeah, we could do that. Why couldn't we do that for Hobbs? I mean,
We are going to have a Rocky Horror Picture Show watch along this year. And all of Halloween, every single stream in Halloween, everybody has to dress up to be on the show.
right.
Even if it's just a hat, this is my costume.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I found a couple
You might as well
headbands.
call me
I
the
could
fucking
use.
Pumpkin King, man. When it comes to Halloween and the community, dude, it's all over. It's at midnight hour. We're gonna have a blast.
All right.
We're gonna go trick or treating as well and film it.
We just go out in our neighborhood and like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, can you imagine me walking up to
GoPro
somebody's house and saying,
on
"Hey, yo,
and
trick or treat"?
So we're sliding into our third hour. I thought Hobbs is going to have some shenanigans up his sleeve, but I thought I'd take a minute here to talk about some community issues and some shout outs and all that little good jazz.
But before you do that, you guys, I have a new name for when you do it. Okay, you ready for the new name when you announce it?
All right, what do you got, Hobbs?
It's called the Midnight Hour Bugle.
You know what? And you could be our editor, JJ Hobbs.
Of the Midnight Hour Bugle.
Okay, the Midnight Hour Bugle. So obviously the big thing that we have to lead off with is the House of Horrors debut that will happen yesterday, and we'll be taking partake. It'll be every Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. on Saturday. That will be hosted by Steven and Mackenzie.
Hopefully she'll be able next week. Yeah, so we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be good. Now you got a backup host. I hear.
Not yet. So I'll see. Anyone's welcome if whatever. Just come on in.
I say Max and Rogue be ready on standby.
Those are my animals, in case you don't know. I know we don't talk that much, so they look my cat, my dog.
we gotta bring him. We gotta introduce him somehow, some way.
Right.
So just in case
We have Guy on standby for the House of Horrors in case.
And he's always got his headphones on. Yeah.
Sorry, back to the Midnight Hour Bugle. I'm sorry.
Okay, Midnight Hour Bugle. The other really big news this week in the community is the return of the Night Watch Zone. As we talked about last week, he lost his channel. He did lose it. He had to bring it back. He had to start all over. But so far, the community is rising to support him. He's already got over 100 subscribers back in just a matter of 2 days. So hopefully he can get back to his 1,000 that he had before channel was yanked. So I'm really happy to see Night Zone back, and based on what I'm seeing from the community, so are they. So if you guys do videos or shout outs or anything else, if you can just put Night Watch Zone in your description boxes just for a couple of weeks, hype it up a little bit, that would be awesome. Of course, our own good buddy Hobbs here, who got a major boost. Who'd you get your boost from, Hobbs?
It was from Ghetto Van Adventures.
And how do you know him?
I've known him since the van life videos, going all the way back 2003. 3 years ago to 2018.
Yeah, he lifted you up to like almost 20. You're up 958. So I think he gave you like 20 subscriptions, 20 subs.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
A lot of professional people subscribe to my channel. I'm sure in about 1 week after they watch everything, you're going to realize it's not for them. But I appreciate them being there for the time that they're there. So, like, there was like school teachers and stuff that subscribed to me, and I'm like, you sure you want to talk about schoolwork while I'm reviewing the movie The Woman?
Aren't you gonna be doing any stealth camping this summer? You're gonna be going out on the road this summer, aren't you?
I definitely am gonna be doing some stealth camping. That's a guarantee.
Hell yeah! Bring back some van life adventures. In fact, I'm hoping that you can do that. Hopefully, you can do that and bring back the footage to a midnight hour show. That would be fun to watch.
It's cool. You go camping trips to stay in your vehicle, or bring a tent, and it's pretty badass.
That's right, Jason. You tell Hobbs. 1,000 or bust. Yep. That's what we're
If
gonna
you
get.
want to see, if you want to see the Furby eyes, give me those 1,000 subs.
He said Furbies, not furries.
Oh gosh.
If you want to hear more talk about the human centipede, I need to get to 1,000 subs.
Oh God. Here we go. We made it over 2 hours, and then
Just like I mentioned last night. Okay, I think was it at the 2-hour mark last night?
yeah, about 2 hours last night. We brought the human centipede to the House of Horrors, and Stephen got nailed with the human centipede. So that's our mission. Our mission is to go to every live stream and drop the human centipede into the discussion.
Ben's not even in the chat either.
No, I know.
We did it without him.
Yeah, he's gonna have his feelings hurt when he pops in and finds out that we're already dropping the centipede. Let's see what else we have on the bugle. We have a new tag going around, brought by Beth from Red Room Records. It's called the Gratitude Tag, and basically you're just giving some shout outs to people who you really like and what they mean to you and your channel. I've seen some really good ones already, and I think this is something that we all could do. So that's the gratitude tag. Like what makes the people that in your circle, why are they there, and what do they mean to you? So that's just something like for me personally, like my gratitude tag would probably include everybody sitting in the panel and everybody sitting in the chat.
Hey, I don't mean to laugh, but right now at the angle that you're at, it looks like you're wearing one of those fucking hats with the twisters on it, like at the top. Don't move your head, dude. Don't move it. Keep it right there.
I see it now. You need to get one of those child.
Like you.
Go turn your fan on. No.
Like a seesaw beanie.
You need to get one of those child ceiling fans where each blade's a different color.
Right.
And then turn it on.
Stay right where you're at right now and play some circus music and turn on the fan.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. Let's see. So that's the gratitude tag. Let's see what else we got. Beloved YouTube community member is making his way back down under from the land of kangaroos and koalas. Andrew Bolina is back in the house. He's been making appearances all over the place, doing some contest entries, dropping some comments. So, and he's going to be releasing some new videos, he says, soon. He's coming back to the community. So I'd like to say welcome back, Andrew. You have been missed. And no, I still have not seen Wolf Creek, so sue me.
Wolf Creek is amazing.
And the television show was good too.
Yeah, they're supposed to be making, I heard they're making a third Wolf Creek that John Jarrett, of course, is going to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I don't, it won't be the same. If they ever redo that movie and they do not have John Jarrett, it will not be the same.
No.
It just won't.
Because, I mean, at least he was even in the show too.
Yes, he was. That was one smart thing that they did. They brought him to the show.
Couple more things here. Our own Bronco Juggalo. He did his new interview with a musician named Buckshot, which is now on his channel. So if you haven't seen the new interview that Brad has done, 101 with Bronco Juggalo, please go over there and support that interview by watching the replay and share it out to your friends and family. I'm going to be listening to it tonight. I listened to it for like about 10 minutes before the show tonight. Yeah, man, Buckshot sounds like he's got some skills. It was a good interview. Good interview. I'm looking forward to listening to it, the rest of it tonight.
Yeah, I have to watch the interview because I have no clue who Buckshot is.
I didn't either. I had no idea who he was either. But you know what? That's how it rolls.
Yeah.
He just discovered new talent. I mean, I'm sure everybody here didn't know who Daniel Hill was, but now we do.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, next week is the 30th. We have Jack Cook coming on to the show. Next week's show will be hosted by the Spices. Next week's show will be hosted by Vince and Becky, and I will be putting the links up in their in the Facebook group. If you haven't connected with them, please do so. On June 6th, the show will again be on the road. It'll be going back to Miss Boomstick's house, and Boom will be hosting the show on June 6th. And what are we doing on the show on June 6th, Boom?
I really don't know anymore. Well, I think we're going to do a little trivia, just kind of chit-chat, possibly shark movie talk. We've had so much shit been talked about. So.
Hell yeah.
It's whatever. It's just going to be a party. We'll talk about whatever.
How did I know there was some sharks involved in that?
Because you said it was your idea.
Oh. Hey, look who's here. You're too late, Ben. We already mentioned the centipede.
You're too late, Ben.
You're too late, Ben. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
You missed it by that much.
You missed it by 5 sequences.
5 sequences, yeah.
I do want to tell everybody to go watch Ben's video of him singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow."
Oh, okay.
And Joe also is doing it on his channel. Joe is also singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" on the Horror Man's channel.
Oh, really? I'm waiting for Joe to break out and do some Olivia Newton-John.
It's a duet. It's a collaboration video.
Oh, we already brought it up, though, Ben. We brought it up. Not only did we brought it up on today, but we brought it up yesterday on Steven's stream.
Yeah. Just gonna hop to stream now, I guess.
Yeah. He's renaming.
Just jump in and go ahead and chat.
Just jump in. Give me centipede.
Drop and go.
He was renaming his chat the House of Centipedes.
Oh.
Joe.
No shit, true story.
Yes, Derek Halloween Fiend PDX is in the
We
house.
got him though.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about it since
There
he
you
gets
go.
on.
Your ears were burning, Derek.
I think Ben's was too because I brought up that Ben wasn't even in chat, and then like not even 5 minutes later he's in chat.
Halloween Fiend PDX is in the house. Hey, Derek, I tried to rewatch your stream, by the way, buddy, and it won't let me rewatch it, so I don't know if there's a claim on it or something.
Was that the Coffin Club one?
No, the one from yesterday.
Okay.
I don't know if it's because it's already been, I don't know.
JM. Everyone needs a little ass mouth.
What's life without a human centipede in it? So the last thing I have for community news before Hobbs takes over for the last hour, there's a new interview series coming on by Michelle, otherwise known as Makeup Mom and Son. She's going to be doing an interview series where she interviews people from the YouTube community, and she loves horror. She was actually she was at horror. She actually hung out for a great deal yesterday at Steven's show. She is doing she will be interviewing YouTube channels and people, the creators. So I will put that information inside the Facebook group, so you guys can go check that out. All right, Hobbs, it's all yours, buddy.
Thank you, Cheetah, from the Midnight Hour Bugle.
That's right.
Sorry, Derek. I don't know if that's what happened. I don't know if it was a claim or not, or if it just got blocked. I don't know what the fuck happened, dude. I tried to watch it all, and it like completely wouldn't let me get into it. Go check out Papa's videos, folks. We need to show Papa some love on his videos. He shouts out
I need a link to his. 'Cause I tried finding his thing, and I don't know. It's probably my stupidity, but I couldn't find his channel.
Papa's got a lot of good points on things in life,
Papa's got a brand new bag.
Dang.
and you knew that was coming, guys. You knew it was.
But yeah, I typed in Papa, and I tried to find the little bunny, and I couldn't find it. So yeah, Papa.
Did you type in Papa Bunny, or did you type in Papa?
I don't remember now. It's been a minute, but yeah,
Try to type in Papa Shango.
Papa what?
Papa
But yeah,
Shango.
find me if you're not on my Instagram. It's just Miss Boomstick on Instagram, and send me a link so I can find you. I
Derek, it's
tried
all
looking
good, buddy.
for you, and
You know that I'll be at your stream. Go ahead, Boom. I'm sorry.
I was just saying I tried finding you, but I couldn't. But yeah, definitely send me a link, Papa, and I will connect. That way I can find your ass.
and that new bag.
That's true. We could put a link to this video in the chat.
That's right. Yeah, we can.
What was Moby Dick's father's name?
Toby.
I got nothing. I was trying to think of something funny, but I got nothing.
Fillet of fish.
Play a fish.
Well,
Papa Boner.
Long John Silver.
First name is Hugh. His middle initial is G. Hugh G. Dick. I don't know.
we have now reached the adult section of the midnight hour. After the midnight hour bugle has been now closed, we have now reached the adult section, folks. If you're under the age of 21, please go to sleep.
What was Moby Dick's mother's name? I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, that I do not.
Mama Boner?
Mama Boner.
Moby
Ridiculous.
I don't know. Moby Dickless. Oh, all right.
These are too much.
Joe the Horror Man will be here.
I'm just going to leave the show if you guys keep it up.
Joe the Horror Man will be here all week. There's a two drink minimum. And believe me, based on those jokes, you'll need them. So,
Whoa, mama.
Well, Hobbs, what do you got going on with Hobbs Horror? Oh, tell us what
Well, I was gonna hold on. I
contest with.
was reading over some of the jokes. Oh yeah.
Tell us about your new win.
Yeah. So one of my friends, Mandy, she does. She's got a channel. I'll put the link in somewhere. She does cosmetics and stuff, right? And she has a whole bunch of subscribers. And she was just looking for people to enter. She does makeup. Like, it's a makeup channel, but she watches my channel. And I fucking won the contest.
Of course you did.
Is it makeup? Are you going to put
Yeah,
makeup
it's
on?
like it's like putting like makeup on and like.
I
like
mean,
a
did you
touch-up
win
and-
makeup?
Win makeup.
I don't know. It's a mystery box she's gonna send out. She already had it prepared.
Well,
And like the top
I
prize
hope
gets
it's
like
like red lipstick and like really like blue eyeshadows. You
Well,
need
that's
to
going
put
to be the 1,000 video. When he finally shows his face, he'll be putting makeup on. This is my prize.
it's true. Like
welcome to the silence of the Hobbs.
I'm gonna end up looking like Leatherface from like Next Generation, right? So
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck you.
This is our good friend Columbia Hobbs.
there you go, boom. So like she's gonna include like a clutch purse or something, and she has a ton of subscribers too, right?
Right.
And I know she had some entries, and I fucking knew. And I was the last person to enter on purpose. I was like, you know what? all she talks about is makeup and stuff. I was like, I'm gonna end up winning this. And I entered it last on purpose, and I fucking won it.
Yep. You're on fire, Hobbs.
Leatherface from
If it's
Generation.
makeup, you definitely got to put it on one of our channels.
That's a video. Film it.
If that's
Or
what
do
she
it live.
sends, if that's what she sends, I will put some of it on. All right.
All right.
Only if it's like some concealer and shit, right? I'm not putting no fucking lipstick on.
Why not?
Eyeshadow.
Why not? Why not? You can be Tim Curry. Why not?
Rocket.
Dr.
Yeah.
Dr. Frankenhobbs.
That
Don't
could be
dream
your
it,
Halloween.
be it.
You dress up as him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get
Shantae.
an early jump on the spooktacular.
Spectacular. It says every weekend wear.
It's just funny though because I knew I was like I want to show support and I want to enter her channel. There's a lot of 97% of it's all females, right? But she always watches my stuff and she comments like on every fucking video. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna show support. I'm like, she has so many subscribers that I'm not gonna have to tell her not to put me in because I'm not gonna win. There's so many people entering. And like, it's like Revlon, mascara, and all this shit. And like I fucking won.
Everything an Ohio man needs.
Right. Like I'm gonna start working the corners now. Like I've got everything in.
Don't forget the handy wipes, Hobbs.
Just think Leatherface Generations. That's all you gotta do.
You could go goth. Well, it depends on the shades that he's getting. He might not get goth colors. He might get rainbow bright colors.
Think Ricky Lake hairspray. So anyways, that's going on. That's a funny story. So do you guys want to do some trivia tonight? You guys down for some trivia? Anybody feel like having some trivia?
Sure. I'm sure there's some trivia out there.
Boom, you got any questions? Steven, you got any questions?
But we can't answer it here in the panel.
Yeah.
The first person who gets 5 points for trivia will win a copy of Silo. So the first person who gets up to 5 points will get a copy of Silo.
We're giving away a copy of Silo tonight. Who's the first person to get to? I don't think we should do 5 correct questions. I think we need to do a drawing. Okay, so here's how we're gonna do this.
Okay, Hobbs.
The first 5 people that answer get a point. And it's going to be, does somebody have a way to make up 15 little pieces of paper or anything like that? Or Steven?
I could probably find something if you give me a minute.
Okay.
Hold on just a second.
All right.
Have Max slice you some paper.
I think I got a notebook here somewhere.
Yes, Joe, you can play too.
Joe won the last time. Remember, he won the figure.
Yeah, I had to throw a little bit of a curveball in because I knew he was going to answer all the questions. So like,
let's see. I got a pen. I hope I didn't leave my notebook in the car.
Steven's such a gamer.
That's what
maybe we need a 5th for the midnight hour.
Oh, well, you can't take the host from Bigfoot versus Zombies away.
No.
Well, let's see. If I write on this back of these sheets, I should have enough room.
No, Joe, the reason why is because I'm already putting you down for 5 points because I know you're going to get them correctly.
Yeah.
You got to have a little bit of competition, sir.
He's on to you, Hobbs.
All right. I guess this will work.
You know how they have the curve, the degree of curve when you do they grade on the curve? This is called the Joe curve. Because he's going to answer all 5 questions correctly. So there's got to be 10 other entries.
All right.
We're grading on the Joe curve. Okay, so we need 15 pieces of paper.
15 pieces. 15 pieces.
Boom's going to ask the questions. I'm going to do the color commentary.
I'm
And
just
Cheetah's going to
watch.
continue to talk about the bugle.
I was actually going to talk about the Reds, but okay.
You know what? It's the Reds suck. You win.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Just remember the series that the Reds beat the Yankees in the World Series, and that's all you need to know.
You weren't even born. You weren't even born. That doesn't count. You weren't even born.
You might as well make out another 5 points for Jason as well. So there's 10. There's 5 for Jason, 5 for Joe.
5 for Jason, 5 for Joe. Mm-hmm.
Let's call that the Slash Brothers curve.
The slash curve. All right.
So we got Derek, we got Papa, Joe, Jason, and
The winner gets a copy of Silo.
yes.
And we're not talking about Salo. Silo.
Yeah, Solo.
Yeah. Unless you want a copy of Salo. So we can get that probably from Cheetah. He probably has a couple copies of that one. No?
No, but I did get it. I did venture my my very first like collector's buy. So
You did. That was going to be one of my next announcements. Go ahead, tell him, buddy.
So I was talking to Heroic Waffles yesterday. Me and Steven were talking to Waffles, and he was starting to tell us about the Halloween set that was on sale at Amazon Italy. It was basically the Scream Factory set. It's like the Arrow version. It's the Italian version of Arrow, and they're doing a region-free nine movies Halloween box set for only $95. So I actually got myself a real collector's piece.
I'm impressed. I like it. I think it looks great. I think you're going to enjoy it, buddy.
I'm going all in with Halloween.
Hey, Steven, if it doesn't work out for you in the House of Horrors, we're going to give you an interview for the midnight hour, okay?
All right. Appreciate it.
We're going to have our people contact your people, discuss pay rates.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm hoping so. I want to do good on this interview.
Joe Sulu. Joe said Sulu.
Joe is.
Hello. I'm George Takei.
Oh my gosh! Someone just posted this really cute short about cats. I'll be right back.
He'll be right back, guys. He's got a really cute post about cats. He'll be right with us. Just look at the way he's sitting with his fan. Where his fan's at, it looks like a damn spinner on his head.
It really does.
I want him to turn the fan on so bad.
Hold on, I'm bringing cats to the party. Oh, damn. I'm bringing WWE to the party.
Yes, Bronco Juggalo talks movies. That is the name of your merch store. But it may not be the same podcast that's attached to it, my friend. Brad's back for the competition. He wants to win a copy of Silo.
Or
Yeah,
Silo, as some may say.
We're giving away a copy of Silo. We're going to have 15 entries. For the first 15 correct questions, and no, you cannot be entered twice. For the same question, and no, you cannot type the same answer 5 times and expect to win. 5 entries. That's something I did in school, and it never worked.
So how you want me to mark it down again? They get 5 points and then go ahead and give them entry.
Yes. So each question, the first 5. Yeah, the first 5 answers correctly
Okay.
per question gets in. You can only win once, and then that'll have 15 total entries total. And each round, you cannot win more than once. And you cannot say that your answer 5 times and get 5 entries. Sulu. 120 Days of George Takei. Patrick will be right with us. He's watching Cats the musical right now.
Okay, the first question is, what color are the cats in the video?
Orange.
We can't answer. The panel is not allowed to answer.
No, I'm saying I can't even see the video. I thought you said what color are the cats
Yeah.
that you're watching.
Yeah.
You have it.
It's orange.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I can't see it. I'm on my phone, so I thought it was a joke. I'm sorry. I thought it was a joke. I'm sorry.
No, it was actually orange.
That was just a. I'm sorry.
Of course, it had to be orange. The cheetah's orange.
I didn't see it on my phone, so I didn't know that's what. I'm sorry.
Papa says every color in the rainbow. Yep. Green.
It's like fruit striped gum.
Green cats. All right. Well, you guys figure out what you're doing for the horror trivia. I'm gonna get my.
We're ready. We're ready to rock. We're waiting on the boom.
Oh, boom. Boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka.
He's having a good time. The cheetah. He's meant for this, man. You know, he loves doing this stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, Joe, Jason, Brad, anybody that's doing the Fangoria, I love it, by the way. That's fantastic watches. That's a lot of stuff I've not seen. Go check out the Horror Man and Jason. They're doing the Fangoria Challenge. Go check out Papa. Go check out Andy's Entertainment as he is doing Wild Eye reviews, family reviews. I've asked Andy to do the 80s archives with me. Thank you, Papa. I'm a work in progress. Even though I got some decent sub counts, I'm a work in progress. I'm still learning. I still can't make a video properly. I still have to edit every single video that I do. I heard about that, Joe, but unfortunately, I was not able to know the title, but I figured it out. It's actually Teen Wolf 2, so that's fantastic.
Good old Teen Wolf. 2. Oh, here's the boom.
Here comes the boom.
Boom.
I think what she had to do was go monitor the questions because I told her they were really fucking easy. Like the first question was like spell SUV.
Spell SUV. It's like, quick, what's the number for 911?
Right, exactly. Right. Spell SUV. Spell the word SUV.
That's a challenge.
If you have 5 slices of pizza and you take away 3 and there's 2 left, how many's left? It's really stupid. If yellow and blue make green, what color does yellow and blue make?
Riddle me this.
I think Boom is taking this very seriously. Very seriously. Whoever wins this gets a copy of Joe's. Huh?
As I had to unmute myself, I was sitting here talking, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I muted myself before I got up.
Oh, okay.
All right. In 2010, movie
Here we
involved
go. Question
unwilling-
number 1.
In 2010, movie involved unwilling participants in a Nazi doctor's sadistic experiment. And you should know why I picked that one.
Now remember, we can have 15 questions, but the first time you reach 5, if you have 5 answers, you can no longer compete. So we're looking for 15 entries. The winner gets a copy of Silo and a lock of my hair. Anybody?
Nobody's.
Bueller?
Bueller.
I figured that would be an easy one.
Apparently this one's difficult for people.
Nope.
Jason, is there pepperoni on it? That's a great answer, Brad. That's actually very. If I did not know the answer, I would have said probably similar.
Yeah, it definitely. If I wouldn't have the answer card, yeah, Papa got it.
Papa's entry number 1 out of the 15, so we have 14 more entries.
That's a good one. What is the name of the horror film magazine that debuted in 1979 and is returning to print in 2018?
Joe, if you're
Ben
listening, you have to participate.
Jason won. Jason got it.
Ben got the second one.
Oh.
Are we just like picking everybody got the right answer or just the first person?
You can only have 5 entries total,
Okay.
but we are doing
everybody
15
that
answers.
said human centipede, so Papa and Horrific Nightmares JM both got the first one correct.
Okay.
And then Ben, Horror Man, Brad, and Papa got the second question correct.
Okay, all right.
Horror
So-
Man, Brad, and who was the next one?
What's
Okay.
up? I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we got Brad, Horror Man, Jason, Papa.
So Papa has 2.
All right.
Yeah, Papa has 2. And then
Papa loves Mamba.
then Horrific Nightmares and has 1. Ben has 1. The Horror Man has 1, and Brad has 1.
All right.
Brad, you've never seen the Human Centipede, bro?
In the Night of the Comet, what popular Cyndi Lauper song was playing when Regina and Samantha were dancing in the mall?
Is it Let's Get Physical?
No.
Is it
Media.
a Dina Howard t-shirt and my panties on?
I'm right there with you, Horror Man. I'm kind of confused too. Yes, Horror Man got the second one, or the third one. Excuse me, I can't count. The third one correct.
Okay, we're gonna have a rule change because there's a delay right now. Okay.
Yeah, if everybody gets, you're gonna fill up all the, you're gonna fill all the spots up too fast.
Okay, so let's give everybody two right now. Let's give everybody two right now.
All right, so
And then, Steven, can you make 30 entries?
Papers. You only have 15 spots, and you got like. You'll figure it out. This must be what's like. This must be. Yep, this is exactly how I thought they would be. If I was running the Cincinnati Reds, this is exactly the chaos I would expect.
He just doesn't know when to quit. He just
Oh, sorry. Was I on? I thought I was on mute. I'm sorry, Josh. I'm bad. My bad. My bad.
he just doesn't know how to stop. He's like
I thought I was on mute. My bad.
so everybody has two, so that should be 12 entries, right? Because we have 5 people, or do we have 6?
1, 2,
We got
3,
Ben.
5.
So we have
Right.
5 people. So we got Ben, Bronco, Papa, Jason,
And Joe, yeah.
and who else?
Poor man, Joe, yeah.
So
So that's
wait
so.
till like a few people answer before I say something's
Well,
correct.
let's think about it. So we have 10 total entries, right?
Right.
So let's go to 30 and let's do this. How should we do this? So 20 more entries total. We're going to do 30 total entries. Since there's a delay, what the fuck do we do?
Maybe wait till about a few people answer before I say the answer is correct.
Okay.
I don't know. I think we should have planned this a little bit better.
Well, we did. We didn't know we were going to be doing a giveaway tonight, but it's all right. Let's do okay. So if you get an answer, we'll do everybody still up to 5 total per person. How about we do once you hit 5? Shit. But you can see everybody else's answers. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
person
Maybe
answer.
I don't say. Yeah, I don't know how long I should wait before I say who's correct.
That's okay, Jason. I'll tell you what, Jason. We'll give you 2 honorary entries, okay? Since you're having some problem, we'll give Jason 2 entries, okay? So keep Jason down for 2.
Oh, I thought I had
And
everybody
so-
down as 2 already.
So okay. So let's do this. So the first person answers gets 1 point. No more repeating. Okay. So whoever answers first, up to 5. So let's say Joe answers and he's at 5, then we keep going until somebody else hits 5.
Okay.
Okay,
sound
so
good?
when somebody answers, we just count that person and not the extra people that answer. It's
Exactly.
whoever answers first. Okay.
Right. So okay. Are we good?
Okay, because so far we had everyone at 2, I guess, right?
Yes. So we have 10. Right. We're going to 30. Best of 30. So
Okay.
okay. Let's go.
Okay. All right. What European director of the classic 1977 film Suspiria, and I'm probably mispronouncing that, is also known as the Italian Hitchcock? I will spell the film name because I probably mispronounced it. Suspiria.
That's called superstition. No, I'm just kidding.
The horror
There's
man.
Joe.
Oh,
Yep. You
Yeah.
got it. Go ahead.
or wait.
Ben
I guess
got it.
Ben got it first. Yeah, my
Yeah.
bad. I didn't see Ben right first.
That's okay. So Ben's at 3, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we're at 11 total entries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So we have 19 more entries. All right. Okay, you guys know how we're rolling, so let's roll.
What is the name of Broken Lizard's 2004 slasher film that was released after Super Troopers? I'm sorry, Horror Man. I thought you came up for Horror Man is correct on that one.
Okay.
I
Wait,
thought
let's see.
you came up
Let's see if Ben's comes before Joe's first. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I thought Horror Man came up first too, but then I seen Ben on top. And I was like, oh. So I started saying Horror Man got it.
Oh wait, so Ben got that one then?
Ben got the first one. The Horror Man got
Or
the
Horror Man.
second one.
Okay, so they're at 3 each then. Okay.
A group of young people are guided through an abandoned radioactive area in Russia in what 2012 film?
What is Riverfront?
What's that?
What is Riverfront Stadium?
Mm-mm. Ben got it.
Okay.
Joe, I'm double checking.
I knew which. I
Oh,
knew
you know
which
what?
meant Ben.
Ah, damn.
What?
You know what? We're gonna have to throw Joe another point. His actually did show up. He sent me a screenshot. It did show up before Ben's.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I
we'll
thought it
give him-
did,
I did too.
and then for some reason it flipped it. So I was like, oh, well, maybe I just glanced at it wrong or something.
So Joe's at 4. Where we at? Where we at? So we can get.
Well, I had put Ben at 4, but I guess if Joe's at 4, Brad at 2, Jason at 2, and Papa at 2.
And then Ben's at 3.
Yeah, I guess since Horror Man got
Okay.
that one instead, so I'll just cross that one out, I guess. Okay.
Or we could just say fuck it and give him both 4. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
both
that's
4.
Fuck it. Give them both
Yeah.
4. Fuck it.
I agree.
Alright, yeah.
Fuck it.
Damn
Okay.
delays. Fuck the delay.
Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. All right, go ahead. All right, we're going.
All right.
Mhm.
All right. What does the photographer find lurking in the sewers in the 1984 movie Chud?
Pennywise? Oh wait, wrong movie. Never mind.
Bueller? Bueller.
For dry eye, try red eye.
Actually, Ben, there's a prize involved in this.
Ben is correct.
All right.
I think Ben's at 5 now, right?
Yep.
Ben, you're officially in with 5. 5 entries for the Bob Dylan of the horror community. The cheetah is frozen.
Oh, if only
No,
his
no.
head was tilted just a little over, it would have been a perfect
That's-
freeze.
That's right. If you're gonna
No,
freeze, could you freeze under the fan, please?
No, I'm actually reading the about the Cubs winning tonight.
Oh, okay. All right, so Ben, you don't have to answer anymore. You're officially in the fold. Joe needs one more to be officially in the fold.
Mhm.
And then everybody else 3. Yep.
And Mrs. Boomstick is looking for questions that a 3rd grader couldn't answer. So,
What horror television series was created by Ryan Murphy, who also created the TV series Glee?
It was Nip Tuck.
Ben, it's a good movie, dude. We want you to win, brother.
Figure I'm trying to pick ones that are kind of hard and apparently.
I mean, Ben, if you want to defer the win, if you win, you can defer it to Joe or somebody or one of if you want to. But we're giving away a good prize tonight.
Yeah,
We're giving away a movie and a lock of my hair.
Horrific Nightmares. JM got it, and yeah,
Okay.
There can be 2 prizes.
This one's kind of simple. In the 2012 movie, The ABCs of Death, how many stories were included in the film?
Ben, you can answer. We just won't say it out loud. Spell the word ABC.
It looked like Horror Man got there first. They both appeared kind of at the same time, so I don't know how you want to do it. At least on my end, they both popped at the same time. The Horrific Nightmare and the Horror Man both popped in at the same time.
So everybody at 12:59. So by technicality, let's give all 3 of them points.
All right, so Horror Man, Jason, and Papa.
Yeah.
All right.
This 1963 film features killer carnivores, plants, and an unusual meteor shower that blinds most of the population.
The Killer Bong. No, I'm just kidding.
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Head.
Oh, yes, Swamp Head.
Swamp Head. Swamp Head.
That was so, I don't know, boy.
It's ridiculous. It's like it was like Krang dressed up in like a fucking Halloween mask, attacking people.
Horrific Nightmares got that one.
Okay.
So I think Jason, that's 5. So I think where are we at? 5, 5, and 5. 5.
Yeah. Jason's got 5, Joe's got 5, and Ben's got 5.
So we're at 20, and Papa's got what, 3?
3, and Brad's got 2. So we're at 5, 10, 15, 18, 20. We're at.
So we're at total. We're at 20.
20 questions, I guess you did, or 20 points, or however you're doing that.
So we're at total of 20 points right now?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. 10 more points, folks. How bad do you want that lock of hair?
The dream come true.
Psycho was the first American film to show what?
You can answer if you want to help your colleagues, I guess.
Horrific Nightmares got that one.
He was already 5'd out, wasn't he?
Yeah, he already.
Shit, I don't know.
Okay, so if no one else answers these questions, you guys can look at you can repeat what Jason says and count it as a point. If we don't get a response from anybody, Papa, there you go. Papa said toilet. Papa's at 4.
Okay.
Papa loves mambo. You can definitely help out your friends, folks. Unless you don't want to help out your friends and say the incorrect answer. You can do that too.
Give the wrong answer. What?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was that other movie. Oh, what was it?
All right. What 2016 film is about a deaf writer who gets stalked by a mass killer in an isolated house in the woods? Very good movie. Damn, yeah. They all popped at the same time. Horrific Nightmares, Horror Man, and Ben.
And they're all at 5 anyway, so.
Horror Man even had a spelling error and re-entered it at the same time. That's some talent there. Or Horrific Nightmares. I think I said Horror Man. You know what I mean.
Do you want to hear a funny story? I almost won the spelling bee growing up, but there was one word I could not spell. I was like the second to last person to win. It was zinc. I spelled it Z-I-N-K. I guess I wasn't funny. Let's go ahead and move on.
Sorry, I'm concentrating.
I know. It was stupid. I know.
I wasn't really listening.
So is that Papa at 5 now?
He's at 4.
Well, he just got this one, so that puts him at 5, right?
Oh, okay. There was no. So yeah.
So we should be at 25.
10, 15, 22. Yeah. Okay. Because Papa's got 5. 10. There's 22 points. Yeah.
So Ben's got 5, Joe's got 5, Jason's got 5, Papa's got 5, Brad's got 2.
Yep.
Okay. Who wants the last 8 points?
Do I read another question or just give it to, or are we just going to give it to somebody? I don't know.
Joe, you didn't go to the state, dude?
It's like, whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter. Just throw them out.
Joe, you should have went to the state, buddy. It's so funny when they ask the judges, they're like, can you use it in the form of a sentence?
I don't know if you watched Psych, but there was a murder at the spelling bee, and he's up in the box, and he found his grocery list, and the kid's up there, and he's like, spell banana. They're like, what? Can you use it in a sentence? I went to the store and bought me a bunch of bananas. So then they just spell it real quick. And he's like, Sean, this is the 3rd level. What are you doing? He's like, are you reading off his grocery list?
It was read by George Takei.
He was actually in an episode. Yeah, he wanted his blueberry muffins. They did a convention Psych episode. That was a really funny one.
Spell the word SUV.
I had a couple good ones, but then they have a word in it, and I was like, I don't know if I could say that word. Just because the way I speak.
Is it like a fucking cuss word or something? Or
No, it's not like cuss word. It's just like something that I don't think I can pronounce correctly. Just with the way I talk. Oh, hell, we'll go with this one. What state does the trauma entertainment film Toxic Avenger take place?
Ohio.
Ohio.
Actually, I think it's Ohio.
He's taking some jabs tonight, guys. I don't know what it is.
No, actually, it is Midwest. It is Midwest.
I thought it was Tromaville.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Tromaville?
Yeah, that's Ohio.
Horror Man. Got it.
So let's do this. Since we don't have a lot of people answering, we're down to 8 more answers. Let's go ahead and give everybody, the first person to answer, 1 more point.
Yeah.
So Joe has 6 now.
Okay.
I think he's done for the night. He hasn't been responding, but he's got his entries. So Joe's at 6.
Mm-hmm.
7 more. 7 more to go, folks. 7 more to go. If the timestamps equals the same time, everybody gets the fucking point. All right.
What is the name of the oh my god, this is why I've been skipping some cards. The bioweapon, we'll go with that. What is the name of the bioweapon that used to kill the people through the water supply in the movie The Crazies?
Damn, I don't even know that one.
It was
That's
Hobbs' hair.
Like the name of the virus, since I have such
Yeah,
a
is it a
horrible
lock of my
time.
hair?
Yeah. I don't remember what that was.
Will you quit making fun of me saying whipping? I can't say whipping, okay?
Do you say soda? Or do you say pop?
That's a sody.
Soda. It's a
He says
soda.
cola.
It's a soda, and sometimes I say sody. No,
He says it's cola.
I will not. I refuse.
Was that Family Guy? Say cool. Cool. What?
Papa got it.
All right.
Was it triple?
Triple?
Oh wait,
Jason
yeah, I
got it.
didn't see that. Yeah, horrific nightmares. I didn't even see that because I saw the link that Cheetah posted or Pat. But yeah, he got it too. So go ahead, give them both a point because I did
Okay.
not see that. That was my bad.
Fuck it. Yeah, 2 more.
As soon as I saw Horror Man say Jason got it, I scrolled up. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even see that.
What?
I think I was too concentrated. People making fun of how I talk.
Okay. All right. 5 more, right?
So we're at, let's see, 6, 12, 18, 25. So 5 more.
Okay.
This
The yellow and
1954 film features a prehistoric gill man who kidnaps a scientist named Kay and falls in love with her.
Is it Splash with Tom Hanks?
I have no idea what that was.
They both got the horrific nightmares and Horror Man.
All right.
Oh god, I still need to get a piece of paper and write y'all's real names on like a sheet of paper so I can quit. I feel
Oh
so
god,
bad.
that was
Like,
so funny.
So that's 27 points. So 3 more.
oh shit, I gotta find more. Okay. I'm almost out of cards.
That's okay. 3 more questions. I think we're all getting there.
How many Wild Eye title movies do I own?
297.
No. Not quite to the 300 yet, but got a lot.
How many IFC titles does Patrick own?
Not enough.
I kid you not. I was looking through Patrick's video of his IFCs the other day. He's got an IFC title called Witches is Bitches.
Witches is bitches.
Don't you, Patrick?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
See,
no,
I
there's
told
a
you.
bitching and Witching and Bitching.
Yeah, witching
that-
and bitching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that movie at a convention one time. They showed that. That's a weird movie.
I thought it was a naughty movie at first. I was like, what the hell are you doing with that, Pat?
No, naughty movies here.
What genetically created mutant breed of insects tries to destroy mankind in the 1997 film Mimic?
You cannot say cicadas.
You're a Wild Eye movie about cicadas. Steven?
There probably will be after this. After all,
It's called Cicada. There is a wildlife movie.
There
is
is.
there?
Is it the Spanish Chainsaw Massacre?
Motion detected at the front door.
We could probably give it Derek. He says giant roaches, but it's cockroach. It's kind of the same thing, I would say.
That counts.
You said Derek. Okay, so that would be one then. So let's see. We got.
I thought there was a moth in that too, Papa, but the card says cockroaches, so I'm going with that. It says been
it was
forever.
roaches. Yeah. So let's see. 6 and 7, 13, 19, 24, 26. So yeah, that's it. Then we're at our.
Thank God. Okay.
Yeah. All right. And then I'll just put each number of person there and tear it up and then pull one out. I guess how we're going to do it. Right? Hey, Dave.
Did we lose Hobbs?
Hobbs?
Hobbs.
What did he say?
Oh, okay. So I was
Hobbs.
saying for each point that they got, just write down their name that many times, tear it up, and then
Oh,
just
yeah.
pull one out.
Yeah. I was saying you might want to show their names on the screen the way they can see the entry, if you can. You know.
All right. So let me just go ahead and do that real quick.
And then also include some of your personal films along with that, Stephen, to go with it. Some of your favorites, ship those out as well. Thank you.
Some favorite what? I'm sorry.
Some of your Wild Eye films you got to send with the movies. I'm just kidding.
Gotcha. Well, I got some extra ones there, and I got another false flag. Maybe I'll throw that in there. So we got Papa 6 times. 1, 2.
I'm just kidding, buddy. Use those for trade bait.
But yeah, I'll have your shoe board coming. I need to go to the post office. Now they, you got to bring your own envelopes and stuff in, and tape and your supplies. Like they used to have tape and stuff there. And I went in there the last package that I sent out, and they were like, "Oh, we don't do that anymore." I'm like, "What do you mean you don't do
No
that?"
worries, dude. I'm fine.
But I'm just saying I couldn't believe that. I'm like, when did you stop doing that? Like, come on, you got to make us do the supplies. No priority tape anymore.
Andy's saying it says Judas breed. Actually, I don't know. It's been forever since I've seen it. I'm just going by what the card said. It said cockroaches, so I don't know. Talk to the people who made the game. I don't know. I mean, it could be part of it. I don't know if a Judas breed is actually a cockroach, or I don't know. I'm not smart, so.
So I went to the post office the other day, and there's this woman there, and like, she's notorious. Like, we don't try to make fun of anybody because everybody's got something, but she's real specific when you take a package up to her, and she's like, "Is this anything liquid, fragile, or perishable?" And she's like, "Would you like any stamps?" And like, you decline her, and she's like, "Why don't you want any stamps?" So I ended up buying them. I'm just so damn gullible. I never use anything for stamps.
I gotta get Patrick's package sent out. I don't even have it like taped shut yet. I can't find any tape, and then I gotta find something to use as to write his address on. So I had to upgrade to a box because I accidentally ripped up my envelope that I bought.
I just ripped up what I needed. I think I ripped.
We got a couple we got to send out to Miss Boom as well. We got some packages coming her way.
I didn't want to rip that.
She doesn't know what she's getting yet. But
paper that I had, and I wanted the stuff on the one side was important. I had like the white sheets, and I just mixed it up and ripped something that I needed. Now I got to switch that out. I'm like, oh, that's the important thing. One more time. Oh wait, yeah, I just wrote on that. I'm getting stuff mixed up here. I'm sorry. Hold on.
This is I take complete fault for this, folks. This is all.
I was not prepared to cut up sheets or anything. So
Yeah, this is on me. Yeah. This is kind of a spur of the moment thing. I like the way Boom reads the questions versus me because I can't really see the questions.
I would make fun of how I say words.
That's why we want her because she doesn't say the words correctly, right?
That sounds like the
scissors real quick
that's a good one. I can't pronounce that word. Never mind. I got to put it off to the side. I don't want to sound like a complete dumbass. Okay, put it over here. But then I hear I say whipping, and I've never been able to say that word.
I say a lot of shit incorrectly myself, actually.
He's still making fun of me. I'm going to use a whipping. Like a whipping. Not like an actual. I give up.
When a problem comes along, you must whip it.
Yeah, there we go. I'm surprised nobody has caught that when I've done reviews because I know I've said it a few times and literally nobody has caught it.
Your one-liners are the best for reviews. Like, stop having the megs in the lake.
I don't think anybody watches long enough to catch half of them because they're not till the end.
All right, I had to run downstairs, get some scissors, and I'm just going to put it in this Walmart bag when I put them in there and draw them.
I got Steven. I'm so sorry, dude.
Run!
He's doing a fucking obstacle course just to be a guest on the show tonight.
I was like,
He's doing the fucking Iditarod just to be on the show tonight.
These are like going to be the most uneven sheets of paper ever.
And then once we announce the winner, we will call it a night. This has been an awesome show. Next week, the Spices will return to host. The week after, we will have Miss Boom.
Channel.
Miss Boomstick.
It will be on the Spices channel. Next one after that will be on the Booms channel. And you never know. We have a free agency spot available. Steven may want to jump in sometime.
Yeah. So I'm good on the 13th. Everything's still good on that, I've heard. So that'll be a good show.
We have sort of a big show planned for the 13th. More details when we get confirmed answer. It's either going to be Jennifer Aniston or it's going to be Nev Campbell, one or the other.
It's going to be Jennifer Rubin.
Jennifer Garner.
Rubin is good.
Yeah, Jennifer Garner would be good too.
We're going to be having LeVar Burton as well. But you don't have to take my word for it.
Not again. You know, that Reading Rainbow is almost become as bad as the Human Centipede.
Isn't he hosting Jeopardy now, or he guest hosted or something? I heard. I don't know.
He did, but he got beamed up
in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
He got beat up in the middle. Of the show.
No, beamed up.
Yeah, Warp took him out. Did
we ever discuss who's going to win in a fight between Worf and Chewbacca?
Yes, we talked
about that up, didn't we?
But who would win between Worf and between Chewie and Swamphead?
Chewie and what was the second one?
Swamphead.
Swamphead?
Swamphead, definitely.
I don't know who Swamphead is.
The only person that Swamphead can beat up is maybe Belial from Basket Case.
That was another Wild Eye movie that a Hobbs review.
I reviewed a movie called Swamphead last week. It was a guy who was dead and his head was in the swamp. and they resurrected just his head later.
I gotta see who directed that extravaganza.
So his head was resurrected, and it was just a zombie head, and that head would attack people. Literally, it would just attack people. And it would look like someone took a basketball and put a
And
fucking
threw-
mask over it and just threw it at people.
That sounds like Brett Kelly.
Literally, the VHS goes for $300.
Swamp
It's so
Head.
rare.
Swamp Head's got a 5.1 on the movie database.
It actually has a lot of good reviews on it. People are putting it right up there with Titanic.
Let's see. It was directed by Dustin Drover. And
I thought you were going to say Ferguson.
No, Dustin Drover and Justin Fox.
Awful.
An ancient relic is found at the bottom of a local lake, which resurrects the severed head of Robert Grove, a.k.a. Swamphead. A group of hapless teens come across the relic, and their weekend championship becomes a nightmare of blood, poop, and more head than a night in Tijuana. Can they destroy the zombie head? Will they destroy the zombie head, or will they die trying? Swamp head.
All right, Ben, thanks for coming, homie. Jason, I don't know, man. I almost want to send this one to you. If I could find a cheap copy, I want to send it to a couple people in the community.
Send what?
A copy of Swamphead.
Hey, Casey.
Really, Miss Boomstick would really be the one that should get a copy of that because she's kind of more into the creature features.
She's into sharks. I'm the creature feature guy.
Well, I like other creature features too, but yeah.
Well, I was going to send you a copy anyway, Cheetah.
Oh, I got tons of creature features.
Okay.
Joe, were you really interested in seeing that? I think it goes for $25 now, new.
All right, I think I might have enough cut now, and then I'll go ahead and put the names up. Like, just doing a project this morning. Yeah, I don't have to be up for work in 3 hours. No, what? It's only I'm good. 4 hours, whatever, 5 hours. That's okay. I took a nap when I came home, so I'm good. I was like, yeah, if I have to be on, I might as well. All right, so we got a papa.
Casey, Swamphead doesn't sound too sanitary.
All right, so here's
Swamp head.
all right, here's the bag I'm putting in. The first papa right here. Oh no. Oh yeah, you can see that. Hold on, let me get the.
You got the camera in the bag?
Oh, there we go. Well, you can see the paw in the papa. Hey, Paul, you're entered, Paul.
At first for the horror community, we have a camera in the bag with entries.
All right. We're such high tech here. All right, Papa or Paw number 2.
There I go.
Hey, someone put a whole list of Wild Eye movies as a list. 300 of them. Gold, the electric chair, One Grave Too Many, Lethal Nightmare.
Where we are here. This is
Invasion
horrible.
of the-
Papa
Invasion of
number
the
3.
Steven's having the time of his life, man. This is like Christmas time.
He's got arts and crafts going. He's got.
I see the poster boards, and glitter and glue, and some stickers.
Can somebody play that song "Walking on Sunshine" in the background for Steven while he does this?
Right.
Steven's having a blast.
We
Oh,
lost him.
Oh, I
You
accidentally
lost
hit the camera.
camera.
Hold up. Let me turn the camera back on.
Steven is falling out of the bed.
I think it's time for bed. There we go. Pop him. Oh boy, this is. Hey, we're gonna spend the whole hour just getting all these.
You
babies
need
in.
next pup. You gotta make him hop like a bunny into the back.
All right, I'm just gonna put like a P on it for Papa. There we go. Just get it done so we can do this drawing. What was that for? Oh, I lost. Okay, this is the fifth one. I swear. And I know my ABCs. There's 27 letters in the alphabet. All right, P's going in. P's going in. P's coming out. We're laughing so hard. All right.
I'm losing my shit.
All right. 1 Joe, 2 Joe. Here we go.
Oh, God.
Go ninja, go ninja, go ninja, go.
Oh God, I can't do it anymore. God, that was funny.
Yes, he said P is going in.
It's like, Roger Rabbit, one of these days you're going to die laughing.
That would be me.
So whatever happened to Steven? What happened? Well, he did a contest drawing.
What happened? Oh. Or what didn't happen? He
Right.
died in the middle of drawing. Who won?
Thanks for calling 911 emergency. How can I help you? Yes, Steven has had a contest drawing.
We just need to know what name is in his dying hand. All right, well, here's...
Jason will let you know, buddy.
All right, well, there's Joe, and there's 6 of them here, so they're all there.
Just pull out one, buddy.
Just pull out one of Joe's.
Casey, we're just doing it. We're just doing a trivia entry.
And maybe we'll do an entry by the end of the morning. I don't know.
We should have a winner by 2 a.m. tomorrow.
After arts and crafts session is over.
All right, I'm just putting HN for Jason. Horrific Nightmares there.
Oh my gosh.
So he's got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like when people watch the replay, they're gonna have to fast forward a half hour. Okay, who won?
Casey, we had trivia tonight, and all the winners are in a bag. And in that bag, Steven put his camera in the bag to show that they were all in there.
I'm sure they're in the bag.
So in the process of pulling his...
Jason did what's in the bag segment. It's not me.
Hey, give the bag a good tussle.
Yeah, all right.
So when he pulled the camera out of the bag, all the entries fell to the floor and went into the vents. So he had to redo.
Yeah, redo them. Oh God, no! All right, so here's Jason. I just put HN for Horrific Nightmares right there, and it looks backwards like camera, but whatever. All right, there we go. All right, let's see. Papa, Jason, yeah, or Joe, Jason. All right, so just got Ben. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just putting a B for Ben here. Get it done. Get her done.
He's having a blast.
Be like, Stewie, stop mocking me.
Some people, they just like to drive fast cars. Some people, they like to watch intense movies. Some people like to skydive. Steven just likes to do contest entries.
At last minute. Just all right. And there's, if I can get the camera there, Ben there. And that should be it, I think, right? Yep. Papa, Jason, Red. Okay. Let's see. 2 for Brad. I'll put B-Rad. What movie is that from? B-Rad. Kicking it old school.
We got a frozen Patrick on the screen.
Yeah. I fell asleep.
I'm sorry I'm boring you. Yeah.
I'm stuck in the house of Bigfoot versus zombies.
One Derek and 2.
We want you guys to really see the entries.
All right. So they're all going in the special Walmart bag. The winning bag here.
That's a Walmart bag.
I get, the benefit of working at Walmart, I get all the free bags I want. All right, so moving around.
Give away some bags next show, Steven.
Zoomed to perfection.
All right. Yeah, moving around. Tell me when I should go ahead and pull one. I'm just stirring out here. Go ahead, Hobbs.
Okay, the count of 3, 2, 1, pull. Your winner, folks, is
Derek.
Derek.
Yeah. I spelled it wrong, I'm sure there. I just hurried up.
Halloween Fiend PDX, you've won a copy of
Silo.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so.
Thank you, everybody, for playing.
With his one entry, too. That's awesome.
It just goes to show you all you have to have sometimes is just one entry.
Well, is it you two in your makeup? So, I mean.
Sometimes just like she said after she got pregnant, sometimes it only takes one time.
Yep. So.
I'll contact him tomorrow, Hobbs, to get his information.
Indeed, folks. Hey, guys, it's been great.
Stepped away for a second, and you won a movie.
He got bored with me. Just
congratulations!
He got bored with all the commotion and chaos.
Hey, Derek, you won Silo. How do you feel about that? Can you give us the ammo? How do you feel about winning tonight?
He's going to Disneyland.
Was it the Spanish Chainsaw? No, Silo. The movie that that Derek Hill was in, that was on tonight. Good night, Papa.
I don't think it's Salo, the Sodom movie. It's the new one.
S-I-L-O.
S-I-L-O.
correctly.
Everybody, have a great night. Sorry about the delay. We just had a promptu contest.
I should just have like random pieces of paper ready.
The star of the night was Boom and Steven. Steven, Daniel, and Boom were the stars of the show tonight. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Cheetah. Thank you, everybody. Everybody have a great night.
You too.
Anybody have anything else to say?
I was like, if they have anything else to say, he's gone. Bye.
Peace.
Oh, now it's just me, I guess.
Well, I think we're still rolling. Did you have anything else you wanted to share to the group?
Derek, I got lucky by a cockroach this evening. So true. So true. I can't think of anything. Hopefully,
All
I'll
right.
get videos out this week. Cross
Don't
fingers.
worry about it. No worries. Have a good night, guys.
Night.